Welcome back to PackTV. We are here at Carmichael Gymnasium for the NC State swim meet. I'm Savannah Ford, here alongside Nick for the play-by-play and the color commentating for today. Nick, what are you expecting out of today's swim meet?
Well, I think what we're expecting today is obviously it's the second day of our meet, so we really want to see, we're kind of trying to wrap up the meet. We're trying to see, a lot of people here today are trying to get into nationals, so people are trying to, I mean, you're always trying to find your best times, but a lot of people are trying to find their new times, see what they can do. Right now I think we're neck and neck with South Carolina, so we're hoping to beat them. But really we're just trying to get through the day, and everyone's trying to get their times, so I think we're all excited for it.
And what teams should we be looking out for? Who's the best competition against State today?
So our best competition today would be really the bigger teams. So we've got Virginia Tech off in the distance. I guess it really doesn't matter if I point. We got Virginia Tech, we've got Clemson, we have South Carolina, and those are kind of our big teams that we should be looking out for. Also, UNC Wilmington is also here, and they're also pretty competitive. But yeah, those are the people that we'll be going after today.
Okay, cool. Well, we're excited to watch the swim meet today, and we'll be back when the meet starts. And we are here at the NC State swim meet. It is underway, I believe. I'm Savannah Ford for play-by-play alongside Nick for color.
So today we will be, what we're watching right now is the women's 200 freestyle relay. We just started off, so this is our first heat, and it looks like, I believe that is, I can't tell whose cap that is, but we've got State in second place behind, I think that's Virginia Tech, but I can't tell from the cap. So
yeah, we're kind of far away up here, so it's a little hard to see.
It's a distance. So for anyone watching this and does not know what the event is, the 200 freestyle relay is each swimmer will swim a 50. They will swim 50 yards, so they'll swim 25 yards down and then 25 yards back. And then when they touch the wall, they do a freestyle relay. They just do a relay dive, and just first forward to get back first wins the relay. So
I'm learning a lot today. I didn't know any of this, so I'm glad Nick's here.
You know, I always thought it'd be a little more fun if you could, if it was more like track where you could pass on a baton or something.
Right.
But I've tried it before. It doesn't work as well as you hope.
So the women go first in the freestyle, then the men will go after.
Yes. So that's how every event is set up. Every event you'll have your event, kind of what they swim. So if it was like what we're seeing right now, freestyle, the women will go first, and the men will do just the same event, but just men's. So, all right, we're on the second heat. So far, pretty close.
And you were saying earlier that there's less teams out here today than there were yesterday?
Yes. Today we started off yesterday with 19 teams, and so most of the teams that are pretty close, such as Elon, UNC, Duke, they were only here for the day, but most of the farther away teams, such as Virginia Tech, Clemson, South Carolina, they're here for the 2-day meet.
Okay, cool.
So, which is usually what you get. It's easier to. When everyone's driving, it's easier to just get home and pay for an entire hotel. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's always fun to see more people, though.
Yes. So what is your favorite heat?
My favorite stroke?
Yes, favorite stroke, that's what it is.
So I actually, the 50 medley relay, I love swimming the 50 freestyle because it's fast, you sprint. It's just one of the, for me, it's one of the easiest strokes. It's one of the most basic, that's what you start off with, and it's fun to watch. It's the fastest stroke for most people, and it's just in Olympics, you'll see your fastest times are always in 50 freestyle. So it's always, I enjoy swimming it, and when you put it in a relay, it's a lot more fun because, you're with your team, and it's one of the few things in swimming where you actually get to be with a team. And rely on other people. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. So we're still in the second heat right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're just finishing up right now. And then we should have what looks like, I wish I could tell you if it was the final heat coming up. I believe it is. And so looking forward to see how that goes.
Okay. Now, how do points work in swimming? How do we do that?
So with relays, first place gets you, I believe, 20 points.
Okay.
Second place, I think 15. Third place, 10. Now for individuals, it's more like you get about 3 points for first and 5 points for first and 3 points for second, I believe. And so obviously the relays are very important. And like right now we are in first and second, and I believe it looks like fourth right now for women. So if we can get all 3 of these, that's going to be very good for us. That's usually one of our stronger, for the club team, our stronger swimmers are most of the women. We've got a lot of very talented women on the team.
That's cool. So then all of these points will get collected and just go to your team as a whole?
Yes.
Okay.
So, because you have the, you can see the red cap, the black cap with the red on it. That's one of our swimmers, and then we also have our newer caps, the white ones with the red. It's confusing. With the red club swim on the side.
Just look for the red and white and black.
Yeah. Just look for any color. It's you know. And we also don't wear the same matching suits, so it's not easy. It's fun to accessorize.
Yeah, I've noticed other teams don't really do that either. Like most people just looks like they wear.
All right, looks like we'll be taking first. Okay, come on. And in lane 3, that's second, and lane 6, I think that was fourth.
Oh, awesome.
So first, second, and fourth, we'll take that.
So I believe that was the end of the women's 50-meter freestyle.
That's what Brandon was telling me.
Now the men will be up.
All right, so this is the first heat of men's 50 freestyle relay. Oh, okay. I didn't know how sensitive it was. Okay. Just learning new things about being a commentator.
Learning about swimming too.
Oh yeah, it's a learning experience. That's what college is all about.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. Okay.
That's your stationary table. That's for the thighs. Off the blocks, that's your starter.
That's like I know play notes. Play notes.
So did you swim yesterday then?
Yes, I did. I just swam the. So yesterday, some of our events where we had the 50 freestyle, just individual.
Okay.
So actually, if you look, the guy in lane 6. So with freestyle, you can actually swim any stroke you want. Most people swim freestyle because that's their faster. That's their faster event. But some people do. If they're faster in butterfly and it's fast, then we'll do butterfly. That's usually the second fastest for most people. However, I've also seen in longer races, sometimes you'll have people like the 1,000-yard. You'll have people will do every fourth stroke or every fourth 25. Will do backstroke.
Okay.
So, but not every event you're allowed to switch up your strokes. Such as we had someone yesterday in the 50 breaststroke. She was swimming freestyle, so that's not allowed. But with freestyle, you're allowed to. You have more flexibility.
Gotcha.
So it's always fun to see someone shake it up a little bit.
So this will be the second heat?
Yes, yes. So in lane 1, we have Coastal Carolina. In lane 2, we have, I think, South Carolina. In lane 3, we have App State. Lane 4, we have UNCW. In lane 5, we have Virginia Tech. Lane 6, we have Georgia. In lane 7, we have UNC Greensboro. And in lane 8, we have Appalachian State. However, I don't think App State is swimming this. Okay.
So it's like first, second.
Oh.
So it goes from 40 down.
First place. 40 points.
So do you guys practice every day?
We practice on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, but we do have people who will come on their own and swim. But we have the pool. We come at 8 o'clock, and we have it until 10, but most people leave around 9. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. We've got the entire lower pool, basically. So you've got people who are, if they're more interested on speed, more interested on working on the stroke and everything. You've got people in lanes for that, and then usually at the other side, if people are just kind of trying to get some time in, exercise, they'll usually be in some other lanes. So it's a good mix of people.
Okay, cool.
So this is heat 3, so this is going to be our fastest heat. In lane 6, we have NC State. Let's start from first. In lane 1, we have NC State. In lane 2, we have Clemson. In lane 3, we have Duke. In lane 4, we have Virginia. In lane 5, we have Clemson. In lane 6, we have NC State. In lane 7, we also have Virginia. And in lane 8, we have it might be USC. I'm having a hard time reading the sheet. Sorry, everybody.
So
but,
sometimes, I know that the same team will be in like 2 different lanes.
Mhm.
So how does that work? Is that just because they have extra people?
Oh yeah, that's just you just have people. They just line up. Yeah,
Okay,
it just kind of helps set up. So right now it looks like Clemson is ahead, and NC State is right behind them. We have, these are some of our faster swimmers. This is one of the most competitive heats, so let's see if we can catch up. Jumping off is Clay Bonham in lane 6. He's, if you watch his flip turns, that's what he's better, and you'll see he should catch up, but he is very good under waters, which can really help you catch up in a meet. But it looks like Clemson is going to take this one. And then, so we have State in second. We have, we have Virginia taking third. It looks like we have the other state team that took 5th or 6th, I think. So,
Not too bad.
nah, not bad at all.
So do y'all travel a lot for your meets?
Yeah, we usually have about 3 or 4 meets a semester, and we'll have usually one big one where we'll stay overnight for a 2-day meet. So far, we've been to Coastal Carolina, which is down at Myrtle Beach. We've been to Appalachian State University, and that's where we did our 2-day meet. That was, I believe, 2 weeks ago, but
Okay.
all this school is really distorting my sense of time right now.
Blur together.
Yeah. So so far we've done that, and this will be our third meet. And we are looking forward to next semester. I believe we'll be swimming against Elon.
Okay.
I'm not sure on the rest of it, but I spoke of it earlier. So for all the club swim teams, there is a actual nationals event, which is usually held in Georgia Tech in the old Olympic pool.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
That's
so
so
it's
cool.
really cool, and you have like 40 or 50 teams. It's wild.
Wow.
So you have people coming from all over. I mean, last year we had people come as far from Colorado.
Wow, that's crazy.
So this year they are actually moving it to Columbus, Ohio. So we'll see. I'm interested to see, because I know we're definitely going. I'm interested to see if we'll have more schools from the north come. We usually do have a lot of teams like Pennsylvania, Delaware, teams like that go. But I'm interested to see, who will stay, who will leave.
Right.
But so one of the things I was talking about earlier is a lot of people. It's kind of a big. It's a lot of fun. And it's really cool. Just you feel like a pro.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Walk out of the Olympic pool. It's kind of surreal.
I bet.
But so a lot of people, you have cuts. So a lot of people are trying to make their times for it. So like with this meet, some meets are official, some are not. So like this meet, we've got our timers, we have our judges and everything. So your times that you get today would work if you wanted to go to nationals.
Gotcha. Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite swimmer that you like to watch?
That almost sounds a little weird. No, I'm kidding.
I like to
Yeah. Oh yeah, I really.
emulate, I guess.
I really like Katie Ledecky because she's just so dominant. If you ever watch her swim, it's just incredible because she'll swim. She'll swim a long distance stroke, and she'll be a couple seconds ahead of people in world championships, and that's unheard of. It's incredible.
Are you announcing the
So she's one of my favorite people to watch. Just follow. It's just amazing to see someone so dominant in the sport.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Obviously, Ryan Held is also fun just to go, once you stay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, that's always cool.
Throw the pack sign in the air. But it's just cool. It's cool.
So what are we getting ready for?
What were you I think you missed it.
Right now we're in the men's 200 backstroke.
Okay.
So what you have to watch for these is obviously when you're on your back, it's kind of hard to tell when to flip. So if you see those flags up, the flags are for. So usually, and this is a 200, so people are more pacing themselves than they would with a sprint. But you need to know what your
I'm about to go home now too.
what your count is. So if you look at this guy in lane 7, he's just saw the flag, so he knows he's got about 3 or 4 turns before he can flip, and it's legal to take one kind of freestyle overhand pull before you do a flip turn.
Gotcha.
So that's one of the things where you just need to be really technical with, and that's what we watch for a lot for people disqualifying themselves. But if you look at people in the Olympics, they are very so. With hydrodynamics, you're going to be faster underwater.
Yes.
But you can't keep yourself moving. You can kick, but you can't pull. And a lot of people, it depends from person to person, but at this level, a lot of people, the majority of their strength comes from their arms or pull. So when you see people at the higher level, they'll stay underwater as long as they can. If you see those black lines, that's where it is legal you have to come up for a flip turn. So you have to come up for air.
Gotcha.
They can stay underwater longer, but people would literally just stay underwater like the entire lane, and I think it's just not fun to watch than anything else. So they said, yeah, you can't keep doing this anymore.
Right.
So, but we might see people stay underwater a good bit longer, but also with a 200, it's maybe the first 50, but after that, I don't think people will work as hard on it. What about yourself? You You swim much?
I'll swim in the pool over the summer, but nothing like this.
I'll put on my flippy floppies,
Yeah,
get my towel, my
Yeah.
sun hat.
Yeah, that's about it.
I mean, I'll swim in a hot tub, but I don't know about this. All right. So this will be heat 2, the final heat of 200 backstroke. So we have in lane 1, Michael Saporto.
Yeah, that looks
Okay,
close.
okay. And I thought I had a hard last name. Stephen Huntley, Blake Dunson, Lucas Demez. And by the way, I am reading this from 1 to 8. They're not all jumping at one lane together. Nikita, oh boy.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, I should have known. Zemlevsky.
Yeah, that's pretty
I'm
good.
so sorry, Nikita. Brian Riordan and Harrison Pledsky.
Right here, same as how we're doing. We get the other team to go sit on that side.
So do they jump in and like switch for the first people that go in, or is that not?
Oh yeah, so so with backstroke you start on the wall.
Okay.
And so basically I don't know if you can see from here. They have the little handlebars underneath the block. So what you do is you kind of put both your hands on the handlebar, kind of climb up on the wall, and just when they blow the whistle, you kind of jump off. And basically what you're trying to go for with a good one is you almost want to get out of the air and arch your back, so you can kind of enter the water cleanly, but get as far out as you can. Because
Okay.
the water, you're better off being in the air than you are being in the water. So. Yeah, really clean backstroke start can really help you out. You'll also be seeing, I failed to mention this earlier, because of how the meet's going with so many people, what we do is after you swim, which you don't really see it with backstroke, but you'll see it in later events. After you swim, they'll just stay in the water and wait for the next person to kind of dive over them, and then we'll go and do it. So we'll see that with the 100 freestyle coming up.
Okay. This is a much calmer one than
Yeah,
freestyle.
yeah. See, I don't know too much about backstroking the events because I know with freestyle and I know with butterfly, the 200 is seen as a sprint,
Okay.
and it's just a bear because with the 500, you can kind of pace yourself, but usually it's just short enough where you really kind of have to sprint the whole thing.
Okay.
So usually, if you're going to do the 200, you're not going to do anything else for another hour.
Understandable.
That's why I like the 50 and 100 free. You get in there, you do your
and
thing, you
you're
get
done.
out of there, yeah. Eat a cookie, get your juice box. It's a good time.
So this is this heat 1 of this?
Oh, that was heat 2, so this
That
is the final
two.
heat.
Oh,
Yes.
This is the final heat. Okay, gotcha.
So, looks like I believe Clemson took first there. This angle doesn't really help
I
if
know,
it's
this
close.
is-
Yeah. Got a great view of most of the pool,
I know.
but
Just
if all,
not where-
if all those swimmers weren't in the way, I could actually see something.
I know.
So this is heat 1 of 13 women's 100-yard freestyle.
Okay.
So So 100-yard freestyle, just 4 laps. So it's like I said, it's like with the 200. This is a full sprint. So a lot of people usually start feeling it. You'll see people slow down on the 3rd, especially 4th lap.
Okay. And there's less, I've noticed there's like less people
Yeah.
in the lanes doing this one.
Yeah, so usually with your first heat, you have, it usually goes from either, we kind of seed it where the slower swimmers go first, and then we kind of, and it just goes until you have your fastest swimmers. But the other thing is that you also have people who haven't put a time up before.
Right.
And then, so we kind of try to we try to fill the later heats, but the earlier stages, it's not as full. And the other thing is we're missing some people.
Okay.
You know. So.
What would you say NC State's team like best stroke overall? Like what are we best in?
Okay. I think we have a very good medley relay team.
Okay.
Which I guess that's kind of a cop out. I'm saying, oh, we're best at every stroke.
Everything.
Yeah, because the medley is, you do your
Uh-huh.
you do your butterfly, your backstroke, your breaststroke, and your freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But that's usually when we go to events. That's at the highest level. That's usually where we get our most points.
That's good though.
So we also have a lot of very strong freestylers.
Uh-huh.
It's funny because you got a couple of people who, I'm here. I've been on the team for 2.5 years, and I know a lot of people. But you show up to these meets and you go, "Who are these people?" You look around, and you go, "I've never seen them before." They get in the water and they get first place, and you
Yeah.
go, "They're doing something right."
Yeah,
I guess
you're
showing
like,
up to
"I'm okay
practice
with
doesn't
it."
help. Yeah, I'm fine with it. So.
That's funny. How
Yeah.
many people are on do you know how many people are on the team?
So the team, we have about 135 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it is. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I am about 90% certain it's the largest athletic club at NC State.
Wow, I did not know it was that big at all.
Yeah. Last year we had about 150 people, so that was even wilder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a large team, so we, especially things like this, just getting everybody together. And I would like to say we've got about 50 to 60, regulars, people who show up to a lot of the practices, who go to stuff, and then you also have, the people who just show up from each and go, hey, I'm just happy to see him here.
Yeah.
So you see him walk by and you go, oh, I've never seen that person before. And you see him put on the NC State cap and you go, oh wow, really? Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's a lot of names to remember.
Yeah, I bet that is a lot. So that was the start of the second heat?
It was the second or third heat.
Second and third.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
We're getting. We have 13 heats. Okay. Yeah, we've got a little bit of time before the next event.
Okay. So the heats vary depending on the event. Or do they?
Yeah. So how it works with signing up is basically just make a large sheet online, and you just sign up for what you think you're best at. So you can sign up for as many events as you want, and the heats, it's just however many people are in there. So each heat, you have about 8 people, give or take. And so you just sign up for whatever you want to go to. So more popular events, you're going to have more people. So like the last event, we only had 2 heats in men's and 1 heat in women's for the backstroke, because it's a long distance. It's just kind of hard. So it's not up to everybody. But those people are so valuable because not everybody does it. So you don't have to be the best to still put to give your team a lot of points.
Gotcha.
So there's a couple of teams. The fact that you only have 1 heat for women's 200-yard backstroke, there's 15 not 15. There's about 12 teams here that aren't even getting points for that event. So even if you just throw someone in the water, you can still get points for the team. Yeah. So I'm going to see if we have the 1,000 today, or if we just scratch that. The 500. We do not have the 1,000 today. That one, you usually only have about 1 lane, and everyone kind of circles one person who we know do long distance and just kind of start just go, hey, you need those points.
Yeah, I think this is my first time ever watching a swim meet in person before, so.
Yeah, it can be a little slow, but it's fun to see. It's obviously more fun if you're on the team because you can take part of it. But it is fun to see if the people go ahead, cheer them on.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to learn all the rules.
Yeah. What's been neat is a lot of the large tournaments, like swim meets, stuff like that, like states and regionals for a lot of the high school kids. They're actually held 15, 20 miles down the road, down in Carytown Boulevard. It's called TAC. It's a Triangle Athletic Center, but it's just this large, just Olympian-looking pool, and so it's always been kind of cool because I've grown up in Raleigh, so when I was a little kid, I've swam for a long time in my life. When I was a little kid, you go there and you show up, and they go, you see people from all over the state, or the area, and I go, oh, this isn't far from me at all. Like, this is nice.
My hometown.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Everything I need.
So what do you guys usually do in practice? Like, do you practice your own stroke that you're good at, or how does it?
Yeah, so we usually, our Vice President, Laurel, she usually writes most of the practices, but we do shake it up. So some of the officers, such as myself, or just some of the other officers, will write different practices, and we try to kind of change it up because you usually have two kinds of swimmers. You have your long-distance swimmers. They swim the 500, the 1,000. There's some, God bless them, crazy people, they swim the mile.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I don't think we've hosted a mile here in a long time, but there are people who do it. And so we kind of switch between some practices. We kind of orient it towards more sprinters, so it'll be a lot of like short sets that you just kind of sprint across, maybe a 25 or maybe a 50, get some air, then do it again. Then other ones where it's just you swim 300, 400, 500 yards back to back. And we like to kind of switch up the strokes so people can do different things. However, a lot of times we will, depending on the day, if like this past week, a lot of people in the lane I swim in, we've just been kind of going, well, this is what I'm good at. I'm going to practice on this. I'm going to try to get very technical, try to get what I need done. So we just kind of, it's more laissez-faire for some people. Yeah, we usually, most people show up to practice around 8 o'clock, talk on the pool deck for 5 minutes, and then everyone says hey to everybody, and then get your swimming in, and then around 8:45, 8:50, everyone bum rushes in the sauna, and I'm sure people hate it. We've gotten used to it, but I know the smell of chlorine just comes. I'm sure the entire room smells like chlorine
like,
afterwards.
Here they come again.
Yeah, it's happened. Last year you go and they go, uh-oh. You hear people go, oh, I got the swimmers are here again. So that's our one time we go. You have to fix your time around us.
Yeah, exactly. Is the pool is it heated or is it just is it cold or?
So both pools are heated, but they don't keep it very warm. My personal thought is I think they keep this pool up here a bit warmer than the lower pool. But it's not, obviously in the winter time they keep it warm. I don't know the actual temperature. I know some places are very specific on what they want. I've heard that a lot of people say they swim faster in colder water. So I think the more competitive pools usually keep it a good bit cooler. But I like the warm water. It's nice.
I think that would be nice.
It's nice. The nice thing about this place is that it's our whole pool deck and area is so small that we keep a lot of heat, so you can kind of drip dry a lot easier. We are in heat 11 out of 13. We have some state swimmers in lane 8, Shay Hartman. We have Anna Frioli. Oh God, she's good. No, I've heard it pronounced correctly. That's the worst part. and Cassie Mora in lane 4.
Hey, it's a lot of names.
It's a lot of names.
So it's okay. I'll cut you some slack.
You know, the issue is that it's in English, but none of the last names are English. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know. They fool you with the first name.
Oh, yeah. All right, looks like Shay has brought in 3rd, and Anna has brought, I believe, 1st place. Again, can't see those close finishes. So we are in heat 12 out of 13. We have no state swimmers, but I'm going to put out their name anyways because someone needs it read. In lane 1, we have Holly Money Hun from Virginia Tech. We have Madeline, oh my gosh, that's a normal name. Madeline Franchi from Clemson, Juliana Silver from UNCW, Leah Schwartz from Duke. We have Juliana Richard from Virginia Tech, Claire Contwright from Virginia Tech. Oh, we do have, we have Carissa Hardy from NC State, and we have Taylor Buckner from Virginia Tech. So if you see right now, you can definitely see some of them slowing down a little bit on the final 25 back.
Yes.
It's just, I feel like my final, whenever I do the 100, I feel like my 3rd one, so on the 75th meters, it's always the slowest one all the way back. I just start yelling at myself, so come on, you're almost there, you're almost there.
Done. You can do it.
Final stretch, I don't want to be in the water anymore. My hands are getting all pruny. All right, this is the final heat, the main event. In lane 1, we have Catherine Epler from NC State. In lane 2, we have Ashley Zonghetti from Clemson. In lane 3, we have Allie Sweeney. In lane 4, we have Charlotte Watts. In lane 5, we have Sophie Clayton-Luce. In lane 6, we have Sarah Kate Simmons. Lane 7, we have Gretchen Selter. And lane 8, we have Maeve McCarty. At a lot of meets, you usually have a time board up, so I'd be able to tell you, how fast people were going. But a lot of our technology is actually down today. We weren't able to get it working.
Oh,
but
okay.
I can tell you this: they're going fast. How fast I couldn't tell you.
They do look like they're going fast.
They're
I believe
moving.
you. Do you guys have officials at every meet, or not always? At every meet?
It depends on the meet. We only host 2 meets a year.
Okay.
So this is our first meet of the year we host. It's we call it Raleighwood Invitational. I think this is our 7th year doing this.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I know it is because I got a T-shirt that says 6th Invitation.
Oh, yes, love the T-shirt.
Yeah, it's very comfy. We have a surplus if anyone wants some. Our other meet that we host, this is our official meet. So this is where we invite, we try to get as many meets as we can. I mean, as many teams as we can, and it's a big deal for us. Our other meet that we do is, I don't know if there's an official name. We just call it the pajama meet.
Oh, okay.
So we have, we'll always have UNC and Duke, and I think we're trying to get UNCW and ECU to join this year.
Okay.
And so instead of the normal, because normally if you want to join a meet, you have to pay a certain fee for the swimmers and everything. But what we do is the only buy-in for a team is that every swimmer must bring 2 pairs of children's pajamas. So you bring in 2 pairs of children's pajamas. You don't have to pay to get. I mean, the swimmers don't have to pay, but the team, so they don't have to pay. And we donate all of the pajamas to Rex.
Aw, that's awesome.
So, and we usually, like I said, we usually have UNC and Duke, and we're trying to kind of make it a little bit bigger, but I don't think we're trying to make it huge. It's a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's nice. I always like picking out the fun pajamas.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Oh yeah. It's something fun for the kids, when you're in the hospital, if you're sick or something.
Yes.
It's always nice to have some new threads.
Yes, a good way to give back.
Exactly. Always got to pick the ones with the little feet on them if you can.
Oh, yes, those are my favorite.
Oh, yeah. So we've actually moved on to men's 100-yard freestyle. This is the first heat out of 13 heats. So we'll be finishing this up, and yeah.
So is this the longest heat of the day, or could there be other events
So
that have
probably our
long heats?
longest event today will be we have women's and men's 500 freestyle.
Okay.
And usually that's how you pace a meet with the 500. So with a 500, it's 20 laps.
Oh,
So
wow,
and
okay.
what you'll see is we're gonna have people on the other end of the pool, and they have these special little boards, and it tells you what the number, what lap they're
Okay.
on.
So they don't have to track it themselves.
And so they
okay.
put it in the water so you can look forward.
Oh,
Yeah, they dip in the
that's
water.
cool.
Yeah, and so you can see where you're at. And then the one thing I always really liked about it is they have a bell, like just a little hand bell, and they just everyone rings it when it's the last one, so
Okay.
everyone knows to start sprinting, go fast, because it's you kind of lose track when
Yeah, I
you're doing
bet.
that much. But so that usually kind of sets the pace of the meet. We usually take a break afterwards. I don't think we'll be doing today just because it's a 2-day meet, and because normally we'd be doing all of our events. We did half our events yesterday, and we're going to do the other half today.
Gotcha.
And then some days we even do the 1,000, and that's a bear.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah, usually there's only one heat of just brave people who
Yeah.
do it. So I wish I could do it, but it's just one of those things where I feel like you're halfway through and you go, you could get out of the pool if you
Yeah.
wanted to, but you don't want to. You can't do that.
Yeah. Not for the team.
Yeah.
That would be hard.
So this is heat 3 of 13,
Okay.
and I will try to read out the names as much as I
as
will try.
best as you can.
Not only as best as I can, but whatever I get the chance to, because it's always fun to hear your name
Oh,
on,
yeah, of
on
course.
TV, even if you have to pull it up on YouTube. Always fun. Doesn't
Give 'em a
matter.
little shout out.
A couple of years ago, I looked back. It took me an hour to find myself. I knew I was on camera in the Christmas parade in Raleigh. I knew I was, but it just took me a while to find it. It was not worth it.
Moral of the story.
Yeah. Turns out. But so in lane 1 we have Ben Rodriguez. In lane 2 we have Treaser Ortel. In lane 3 we have Jack Markham. In lane 4 we have Richard McIntyre. Lane 5 David Chen. Lane 6 Alex Hogue. Lane 7 Wolfgang Olbrecht. And heat 8 Tim Archer. But they just finished. So yeah.
And we have another
Oops.
shot.
So we have in lane 1 we have Ryan Korn from Georgia. We have Nick Econopoli. I'm just thinking Monopoly right now. Sorry, Nick. We have Jordan Harrison from Georgia in lane 3. We have Brendan Liston from App State in lane 4. In lane 5 we have Mark Chemwilski.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Gosh. In lane 6 we have Jacob Auerbach. In lane 7 we have Oscar Ordenz, and in lane 8 we have Tommy Mosier.
So we've got all the lanes full this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they all should be full.
Okay.
However, people leave early or they just miss it. I can't tell you how many times I've just been chatting to somebody and then someone yells, "Hey, you're up next," and just vault over the
Like,
wall.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Nothing gets your heart moving like that.
I bet.
But so sometimes people miss it, and then sometimes people just don't want to swim it, and it's kind of a pain because you got the people who put all this time and effort into
Right.
setting it up for you, and then you just kind of bail on them. Sorry, Ben, not doing 50 back today.
Gotta commentate.
Gotta
set.
commentate, very important. Yeah, the only problem is they keep getting faster, and I have to read the names faster.
I know.
So in lane 1 we have Ryan McAllister. In lane 2 we have Hunter Epperson. In lane 3 we have Daniel Turner. We have Mason Hancock in lane 4. Lane 5 we have Andrew Jones. Lane 6 we have Cameron Harding. Lane 7 we have Paget Powell. And Lane 8, we have Garrett Bullock. So one of the things, I don't know if you've noticed or not, which, I mean, I'm holding the seed sheet, so probably not, but you'll notice that the faster swimmers we put in the center.
Okay.
And that's because, so with a normal pool, it basically sets the wake, because if you have people swimming in front of you, even a little bit of disturbance in the water will slow you down. So they give the people of the faster times the advantage of the center of the pool. Because when the water, when it's moving around and everything, it can slow you down. So normally the people in the first, in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, those lanes, they're going to be the faster people. Usually lane 5 or lane 4 is the fastest swimmer. So especially like lane 8, and it's kind of a shame with our pool because in lane 1 it's about 3 feet deep, so I can throw people off because it's pretty shallow for diving into.
Yeah, that would be.
And some people get pretty deep in the water, so you kind of got to watch out for it. And the same thing with flip turns. You kind of got to contort your body tighter, so it can throw people off. With lane 8, we've got that big diving well right there, and it's just, it can really, all the water just on the side being turbulent, it can mess you up. So.
There's so much science behind this. I didn't know. That's smart. That's smart.
Well, it's like, you know, it's like running any other race. It's every little thing can help.
Exactly.
So if you want to break world records, people do the science to figure it all out. So.
Yeah, do people have a disadvantage or advantage being in like the far, like shallow lane and the deep lane, or does it not?
Yeah, so usually you will have a disadvantage, and so some pools I think this pool is just so old.
Yeah. Some are more like even.
Yeah, it's usually because I think because you know it was kind of more of a multi-purpose pool years back, and I know they did mean for it to be a you know one for racing as well, but you usually obviously don't want it to be that shallow on the if you have people diving in. And then at a lot of other places you'll see they'll have almost like it's like a floating barrier. In my mind, I like to think they have styrofoam underneath and it keeps it float. I know that's not what it is, but so it beats the wake from kind of getting into the pool, which that's why we have 3 lane ropes right there, and it helps. So, but yeah, you usually do have an advantage being in the center of the pool, just for the wake. The wall, being next to a wall is just, I don't know, if you want to spread out, you don't smack your hand against it.
Exactly.
So it helps. In our other pool, the lower pool, it's actually, it is a 50-meter pool. And so we have it set up in where it's 25 yards, but we have the lane ropes where they can actually turn it and make it 50 yards. So instead of swimming 25, I think it's,
this is 25. Right?
Yes, this is 25 yards. I'm fairly certain it's actually 50 meters.
Okay.
And so what they'll do is they'll turn the lane ropes, and it's a lot slower because you get a lot of your speed from your flip turns, from your flip turn and your dive. That's where you get the most of your speed from. So it's a slower race, but it's definitely interesting to watch. It's more for long distance stuff. You'll see it a lot in the Olympics.
Okay.
And I'm certain they use this. They use it every once in a while at swim meets here. I've never seen it, but for the actual team.
So usually not more than one person will do like another. Do usually like one person do another, like 2 events, or is that normally not?
No. Most people usually do multiple events.
Okay.
Because whenever you're practicing or swimming, if you know usually every stroke, it's hard not to know every stroke. And so people, you know, just because you're faster in one, you might like another one. You might enjoy another stroke more. Like I've got a friend who he is definitely faster in freestyle, but he just enjoys breaststroke more.
Okay.
And the other thing is that just because time-wise you're faster. Obviously, let's say you're doing freestyle. Time-wise, you might be able to go 22 seconds, 21 seconds, which is always going to be faster than it should be faster than your breaststroke. But competitively, just because it's a little slower, if you're seating with other people, your breaststroke could be it could be more competitive against other people. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah. So
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it kind of depends, but it's also just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the fun. I think we did it yesterday. It's the 100 IM.
Okay.
And so what it is you start off with a 25 backstroke. No, I'm sorry. You start off with a 25 butterfly.
Okay.
Then you transition to backstroke, and then you transition to breaststroke, and then you finish with freestyle.
Okay.
And it's just a lot of fun.
And that's like one person doing it.
Yeah, that's just one person doing it all. You do it 100. So you swim down the lane and back and butterfly. Oh my gosh, if I mess this up, someone's gonna kill me. Someone's gonna get. This is like the basic knowledge. Oh my god, I know, I know. Really.
No, it's okay. You're doing a lot.
They do one of the two strokes.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's butterfly. Then they swim backstroke back, then they swim breaststroke down, and then they finish it off with freestyle. So it's just fun to kind of get it all in. It's not too long, but yeah. So I enjoy doing freestyle and backstroke, and I'll throw in breaststroke every once in a while. But I've just been busy running around doing stuff for the team, so it kind of depends. Usually the people who swim freestyle and I'm generalizing, they usually will swim butterfly and backstroke. That's kind of more of, will usually be either fast at backstroke or butterfly. And again, this is a really general thing.
Okay.
But people usually see breaststrokers as their own kind of weird thing. You can be fast at the other strokes, but it's kind of its own different animal.
Okay.
It's very technical.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It definitely looks the hardest to me out of all of them.
It's not as much. It's not a hard stroke to do, but it's hard to go fast.
Okay.
And so it's usually you have the people who they do breaststroke and they're fast at it, and so we kind of put them in a corner and we don't talk to the no, I'm kidding.
Are we getting towards the end now? Is that why they're?
Yeah, I think we're getting towards the end of the 100. You can usually, well, they actually announce right before everyone. These headphones are so thick I can't really hear them. But because it looks like we have some guys. We have some guys. I think 2 or 3 more heats left, just from the people kind of lining up from the blocks. But
we're getting close to the end.
Oh yeah. Okay, heat 12. So this is the second to last heat of the men's 100 freestyle. So we have in heat 1 we have Jonah Paul Fike. Heat 2 we have Philip Sullivan. These 2 swimmers are from Virginia Tech. In heat 3, I'm saying heat. In lane 3 we have Derek. Oh boy, Kosidar from Clemson. We have Dan Flitner from Virginia. We have William Sands from Clemson. We have Parker Whitley from South Carolina. We have Michael Emanuel from Virginia. And we have Ryan Sparklin from Virginia as well. So, yeah, the other thing is that with when you get to the last 3 heats, we have more people. You don't have to be in the fastest heat to get points. Okay. You could have someone who just has a really, really good day and could even get first or second overall, and because it's just based on the overall times than anything else. So sometimes you'll just see that you just go, wow, someone will just kill it.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance someone could have scored some points there.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think it is top 10. So yeah, that's the other thing. People are probably shaking their heads at me right now. Pick this guy off the street or something. So
no.
There was no forms I had to sign. I didn't have to tell anybody. I knew what I was doing.
Oh God, if I was on here by myself, they'd be like, this is horrible.
So they're swimming down the pool.
Yeah, that'd be me.
They're doing a really cool flip thing.
Yeah, but that's a stroke, something.
I'm surprised that they don't have anyone in lane 4 or 5 right now. I guess they scratched, didn't show. So we have in lane 1, we have Colin Adams from Virginia Tech. Lane 2, we have Will Boodle from South Carolina. In lane 3, we have Tyler Willems. Well, they're not here, so I'm not going to call their name. In lane 6, we have Jackson Holcomb. In lane 7, we have Andrew Folsom. And in lane 8, we have Ben Barbie from Virginia Tech. And it looks like Barbie may have gotten first. Or lane 7. All right, so our next event is going to be women's 50-yard butterfly. This will be event 27. So this is always fun to watch. Maybe I'm just skewed. I like to watch the sprints.
No, I think I understand that. That's exciting and it's quick.
Yeah. We used to have dive meets here as well. It would be after the swimmers would go, but they kind of have the divers. But I don't think we've had divers in like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, we used to do it. They'd kind of set up and get on the diving. Obviously, it'd be after because it would kind of mess with what we're doing. But you'd have people showing up. But I don't think they've done it in a long time.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, I was wondering because when we were setting up. We saw the diving board and we were like, I wonder if they do that too.
Yeah, I never really jumped off those. I always think about it. I always walk by and I go, no, today's going to be the day. And I go, no, today's not going to be the day.
Today.
No. Well, because when we show up to practice, you have a lot of kids from high school. They'll come here. You've got, I think, some of the local schools around here, 3 or 4 of them. And they'll show up and they'll kind of practice for dive and everything. And it's kind of wild watching them do all these things. You go, that looks pretty cool. I'd be too scared to do it. And then, you always sit there and you just hear a wet smacking noise and you cringe a little bit. That's why I'm not doing it. I remember now.
Okay, to commercial.
That way we don't miss it.
Okay, gotcha. How many heats do we have for this one?
We have 8 heats.
Okay.
So I think this is the 4th heat. It goes by.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It goes by very quickly. Yeah. So I'll try to call out some names on the next sheet. All right, so this is Heat 5. So we have one NC State swimmer, Megan Welch. She will be in lane 3. We also have Caitlin Herr in lane 1 from Virginia Tech. We have Jenna Kay in lane 2. We have Heidi Bryn in lane 4 from UNCW. We have Jenna Sokowski in lane 5 with South Carolina. We have Simran Prakash from Duke. We have Caitlin Nguyen from Virginia Tech and Mackenzie Oosterreich from Virginia Tech in lane 8. and now it's over. I got to look down, read it, and look up and go, oh, look at that, that's cool. So all right, up next we have Paige Louder on lane 1 from NC State. We have Christian Hummel from Clemson. We have Juliana Silver on lane 3. We have Leah Schwartz on lane 4. Maeve McArdle, lane 5. Emma Howard, lane 6. Claire Courtwright, lane 7. And Allie Sweeney, lane 8.
And you finish it before they're done.
I know.
Good job.
It's progress. I'm working on it. Taking big boy steps today. All right.
There's a lot of people I've noticed that come watch this. I didn't know what to expect in terms of like. I
Yeah.
think there's a good amount.
A lot of we do have a lot of parents, but you know it's also because you know you do have people who you know they might live in Raleigh and
Yeah.
they go to UNCW or something else, so it's kind of something cool where you can go, your family can come and show up.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like that. Sorry, swimmers, I'm not calling your name, but and like myself, my little sister, and my brother both go to ECU.
Okay.
And so when I have a meet, I go down there, or when they have a meet, they come up. My parents will come, and they'll show up and see everybody at the meet. Or if we got something going on, they go up here. We kind of turn it into a family thing.
Yeah, that's
so,
fun.
yeah, and so you know, usually you'll kind of show up, do this, go out, get some food or something,
Yeah.
walk, show them around campus, say, hey, that's where I trip every day. So that's where the Brickyard Preacher yells at me.
Love that.
All right, in lane 8, we have Carissa Hardy. In lane, I was using it to figure out which heat we're in. In lane 1, we have Caitlin Sebring. In lane 2, we have Helen Hoyt. In lane 3, we have Maddie McPhail. In lane 4, we have Cassie Mora. In lane 5, we have Sarah Kate Simmons. In lane 6, we have Kylie Fry. In lane 7, Lindsay Kalinowinski. Okay, this is the final event. Never mind, that was the final event, and I called out the wrong people. Sorry, everybody.
It's okay. They got a shout out.
All right, they got a shout out.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to Rachel because I thought you were someone else. Sorry, Rachel. So we are in heat 1 of men's 50-yard butterfly, and so we have 12 heats. So I'll try to read out some names as we go. So you guys at NC State have a really cool setup. What kind of events do you guys go to?
We go to a lot of different events. We'll do most club sports. We'll do most intramural. Like we'll do, for like example, we'll do like rugby, lacrosse, softball, baseball.
Yeah.
We'll do all the different seasons. And
Okay.
stuff. So we did the home opener basketball game this past week.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's fun. We get to see all kinds of different sports.
Yeah,
that way.
get the backstage passes,
Yeah.
meet the band.
Exactly.
Get some snacks.
Yeah, it's always fun to like be able to have a pass and like go on the court or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah, that's cool.
it's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been in Carmichael. I was in the gym and I saw they had like a women's lacrosse game up, and I couldn't tell if it was the actual team or not. Do you guys cover that kind of stuff?
Yes,
and, okay.
we do.
And so you post that, and I guess they show it in Carmichael.
We'll
Okay.
usually post it to YouTube and like Vimeo and like a few other like streaming
Okay.
places, and then you're able to watch it.
Okay. This is heat 4, men's 50-yard butterfly. In lane 1, we have Brandon Kroom from UNCG. Lane 2, we have Trezor Ortel from Virginia. Lane 3, we have Aditya Santoki. It's the Duke people. I'm sorry. Sorry,
Come on,
Dukies.
dude.
God. In lane 4, we have Joel Ordenez from Georgia. We have, okay, another, come on, Duke. Mayor Tim Aloweski.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, dude. In lane 6, we had Zach Genio from State, as well as Richard McIntyre from State. And then in lane 8, we had Andrew Fold from South Carolina. So this is Heat 5. So we have in lane 1, Timothy Blanton. Lane 2, Andrew Jones. Lane 3, Chris Jennings. Lane 4, Eddie Karp. Lane 5, Matthew Gray. Lane 6, Lex Pino. Lane 7, Harrison Plitsky. And lane 8, Daniel Turner.
Dragon Slayer. What a classic. Yes, dude. I remember when I quit playing, I staked all my movies. It was like 1.6.
Is there a certain technique to diving off of the?
Yeah,
Or
so
does everyone kind of do it?
well,
differently?
it's obviously it's kind of like a sprinter stance.
Yeah.
Usually, and some it varies from block to block, just because
Okay.
there'll be sometimes you have more grip, sometimes you have less grip. Kind of the angle that it's at. With these, you can actually adjust them, but
Okay.
nobody does because it takes time, and I
Yeah.
don't think we
not
really
worth
can't.
it.
Yeah, we can't give people time, but it's a lot like a sprinter stance where you kind of put one hand and you actually grip the front of the block, and then you put another foot kind of in the back so you can kind of spring off and jump off. So the goal is, you want to get as far out as you can, and what you'll see is, like I was saying earlier, a lot of your speed's from underwater. So you see the guy in lane 8, he stayed under for a while. He used his butterfly kick, and you can stay down almost as long as you want
Yeah.
for butterfly. As long as you can keep the kick up, you basically want to pop up as soon as you start going slower than you would
Okay.
with your normal pull. And so your goal is to be as explosive as you possibly can in your first pull, because that will be how much speed. That'll be about the fastest pull you can get once you pop up out of the water, and that'll help you set the pace.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I noticed like they go about halfway across
Yeah.
the pool before they actually
Yeah.
come up.
And what you see is it looks like they went kind of deep, but they usually only go about 3 or 4 feet deep. It's
Okay.
not, because you want to be able to kind of, you kind of naturally float towards the top, and you kind of want to time yourself, pace your body to where you would normally get up. Another thing is just easier. You don't have to do as many strokes if you're underwater.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more of just, can you hold your breath, and how good are you at kicking? So like the guy in lane 7, he came up very early and he just had to work harder for it.
Okay.
So this is Heat 7. In lane 1, we have Mark Simonson from Virginia Tech. We have Michael Doyle from Clemson, lane 2. We have Carter Gallant, also from Clemson. We have Henry Sowers, UNCW. We have Corey Yingling from Clemson. Christian Basher from Virginia. Jacob Norman from South Carolina. And Jonah Paul Fike from Virginia Tech. Right, this is Heat 8. Lane 1, we have Matthew Beach. Lane 2, we have Eric Can. Lane 3, we have Kevin Conroy from NC State. Lane 4, we have Anthony M. Savina. Lane 5, we have Andrew Sargent. Lane 6, we have Caleb Bolenbacher from NC State. Lane 7, we have Charlie Perdue from Virginia Tech. And lane 8, we have Zach Chastian. Sorry, Zach, from UNCW.
Yeah, these heats do go by very quick.
Yeah. Like yesterday, we had I think 27 heats of 50 freestyle,
man.
and it went.
It
It goes
was
fast.
done.
Yeah. You kind of just fly through it. So in lane 1, we have Nathan Pelt. Lane 2, we have Dylan Karpenmeckel. In lane 3, we have Ramin Zafarshin, I'm sorry, from Virginia Tech. I'm going to give a shout out to Zach Nickel, good friend of mine from UNCW.
There you go.
You should watch this, buddy. In lane 5, we have Noah McMurray from Virginia Tech. Lane 6, we have Ben Kobe from Virginia Tech. Lane 7, Chris Meddy from Virginia Tech, and Tristan Simpson from Virginia Tech as well. All right, in lane 1, we have Carl Lobitz. Lane 2, we have Joe Keller. Lane 3, we have Parker Whitley. Lane 4, we have Tyler Ellis. This is also our fastest. This is our final heat. Okay. Lane 5, we have Clay Bonham from State. Lane 6, we also have Davis Hoover from State. Lane 7, we have Andrew DiBenito from Virginia. And lane 8, we have Charles Ferdinand. And we'll be moving on to women's 500-yard freestyle.
All right, I think we're going to take a quick commercial break here, and then we'll be back with Haley taking over for play-by-play.
So sorry, I looked at that. I saw my buddy on the block and I went, oh, that's not fun.
No, you're so fine. That was perfect. Thank you so much for helping.
Do anything else?
I think, Ojan, is he good?
I'm saving the world. Hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Hi, welcome back to PackTV. My name's Haley alongside Nick here. So do you want to give a little background about yourself for those who might just be tuning in?
Yeah, my name is Nick Apostolico, and I know I've been bashing people on their crazy last names, so feel free to go up mine. I am the social chair for the NC State Club swim team.
Cool.
I've been on the team for, what was it, a year and a half, 2.5 years.
Okay.
And it's just been, for me, it's been a really amazing organization. I mean, there's so many people where you're going to find, it's the numbers game. You're going to find somebody you like.
Right.
But it's just been kind of cool because, you know, there's so many people, we're always doing stuff together. So not only is it, you know, something you can go and work out, but it's also a social thing. You know, you get to meet people. We'll go out. We'll go see games together. We'll just hang out. Maybe someone's got something going on, you know. But it's also just, it's been fun to kind of see how the team's been changing over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And just what motion we go in.
About how many people are on the team, would you say?
We have about 135 swimmers on the team.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So it's, as far as I know, I believe it is the largest club, yeah, especially athletic club in NC State. So it's a lot of names to remember.
Yeah.
It's a lot of names to remember in a very active group chat.
Yeah.
So
probably blowing up your phone.
Oh yeah. We have to make other group chats specifically so people actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like it's silly.
So what event are we at right now?
So right now we are on the women's event 29, women's 500-yard freestyle. So this is heat 1. So I was talking about this earlier. You've got people on their team. What they're doing is they've got these little boards, and it tells you what how many 25s you're. So basically, how many lanes you've swam. The word's escaping me. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You're doing great.
And so what they'll do is as you can see in lane 8, lane 7, lane 6, they're gonna dip the board into the water so that they can actually see what lane they're on.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, they can see how far they've swam. So, because if you're doing a 200, you know how many you're gonna do.
Right.
But when you're swimming
For a while.
20,
Yeah.
when you're swimming 20, it's easy to forget how many you've got.
So this is 20 laps.
Yes.
And right now some of them are on 5, 3.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, it's I commend these people.
Yeah.
These wild and crazy people.
I mean, how do you train to swim 20 laps in a row?
You just keep swimming.
Yeah,
You just
that's
keep
about all you
swimming.
can do.
It's like what Dory says. Just keep
Yes,
swimming.
Exactly.
So, it's you've got people who will swim 4,000 yards a day, if not
crazy.
more. And I even know some crazy people. The old president for the swim club, shout out to Kristen Wade, sweet girl. She swims open waters.
Okay.
And so what they'll do is they'll go out to like a lake, like Lake Jordan, and they'll just have some buoys set up and say, all right, swim from here to here, and it'll be like 3,000. It'll be like 3,000 yards. It's wild.
You gotta love it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess.
I've heard it's fun. You know, you swim in a big pack. I feel like
Yeah.
you kind of get to understand what it's like to be in a school of fish.
Right.
You know, you kind of coast off each other. You get in the big wave and everything. But I really hope there's just a boat puttering behind me
Yeah,
like a
I would
vulture.
too.
I just get the net ready.
Something about swimming alone in the lake.
Yeah. I don't think it's my cup of tea.
No. So were there any surprises earlier today? Anything that really stood out to you about some of these meets that we've been watching?
So
Pretty
far
consistent?
it's been pretty consistent. I can't really think of anything. The swimmers, as far as I've seen, have been doing just fine. I haven't seen a single false start, which you usually see 2 or 3
Okay.
a meet. So that's good. It always stinks to see someone do it because you get DQ'd. You can't even. You're out before you even get to go.
Yeah, that stinks.
But the only issue we've been having is just we've had a little bit of technical issues, but luckily we've got really good officers. Our president Ben and Sarah, they do a really good job. We've got these nice computers to put it out on the times and everything, and of course it doesn't work.
Right.
The one time of the year we need it to work.
Right.
So they're writing everything down by hand.
Oh.
Yeah. So thanks, Ben.
So this is a pretty big meet for NC State.
Yeah,
correct?
this is our biggest meet.
Okay.
This is one of the bigger meets that Clemson, ourselves, I believe Pennsylvania, we're like the 3 teams that'll hold like really big, like 15 plus teams.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of teams here today. I was looking around. We have Clemson, UNCG, Duke.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones out here.
Well, and we usually have, because you usually have the smaller schools like UNCG, Charlotte, Wilmington. You'll have that, like, we go to Wilmington's meet a lot. I think we're biased because we like going to the beach afterwards, but they're a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
And it's usually a smaller meet. You've got 5 or 6 teams, but then you go to places like us, UNC. We've got large enough facilities to hold all those people, so we'll just invite as many people as we can. But it's also fun going to the smaller meets. Just you get to go out, see just new areas. It's the road trip's always fun.
Yeah,
it's always fun getting in the car. You don't have to pay for gas, so you just kind of it's all part of the experience. Go to the road stop diners that look kind of scary.
Yeah.
I could get shot, or I could get a great thing of barbecue right now. It's one or the other. So
It helps you remember.
exactly. That's what it's all about. The memories,
It is,
the
it
fun
really
times.
is.
I'm here for the people, not for the swimming. Don't be silly.
And I feel like club teams, not that other teams here at State or any other school, but I feel like club teams especially kind of have a different bond. If there's more people on the team, like you said, there's over 100 people. It's just different.
Yeah, it's, the one thing that's kind of hard is, because I love meeting new people. I love being part. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can hear it. They're ringing the bell right now, and so that means that someone is, see the girl shaking her board in the water? She's telling her the bell lets everybody know that someone's on their final lap, speed up, and then the girl shaking the board, that just means that's your last lap. Like, finish it up, try to get first.
She's working it, though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
She's a good bit ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, she is.
Everybody else is still on their 17th, 15th, someone's on their 13th, so
I can't tell what school it is. We'll have to see in a second.
That might be. I know Coastal has the light blue suits, but you better off looking at the cap.
The cap.
Yeah, just it's easier to see, and they usually have the logo on it. But the one thing with swim club is it's actually kind of hard to get everybody to know each other, because it's a very personal. When you're in the water, you're swimming.
Right.
You can't talk to anybody.
Right.
You're not really a team. You kind of most of the time you're swimming for yourself and then get lumped up into a relay.
Right.
So that's one of the things I really like about meets. That's where you actually get to see everybody. That's where everyone's kind of sitting around and talking. So the car ride's always fun. You kind of just shove people in a small spot and say, talk to each other, have fun.
Yeah, I feel like I ran cross country in high school. I feel like cross country is like that too, because it's a team effort, but at the same time you're really running for yourself. You're running to get a personal record. And swimming's a lot like that.
So that's what I used to play football, and that was one of the things I really liked about football. You got the whole team thing going on. Yeah, everybody's working out together, talking together, but it's kind of hard to talk to people when you're underwater.
Right.
Yeah. So, but you know what? I think our goal is get everybody to know each other, have a good time, and then by the time we go to nationals, everybody's best buddies.
When's nationals?
Nationals will be in usually April.
Okay.
Late April.
So you got a while.
Yeah, we've got time. So.
Do we know where that's at yet?
It will be in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be
another road trip.
Big road trip.
Some
yeah.
memories.
That's one of my favorites. We get a big old like a Greyhound bus, kind of like a charter bus, and just throw 50 people together, and it's just fun. Yeah, it's just everybody's talking. Ugh.
We got a few more finishing up here.
Yep. Yeah, it's rough. I feel for them.
I do too. I know that's long. Very tiring.
Yeah.
I can barely swim underwater for 5 seconds without dying, so.
They keep telling me oxygen's important.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who really knows?
Who knows? I'd like to think of myself as anaerobic.
Yeah.
Just throwing down those science terms.
Yeah, for sure. Biology taught us something.
But you know what? I had to take it. Who would have thought I'd use it?
Right. She's on her last lap.
Last lap. Yep. Yeah, it's always crazy. You see people when they swim these, their whole body turns red because you get so hot.
Oh, I've actually never noticed that. Now that you pointed it out.
And it's weird because when you're really like if you're really swimming hard, you're really straining yourself. You feel like your whole body feels hot. You can't feel it. You're sweating, but you're sweating.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's very strange.
That's like when it's cold outside and you run or something.
Yeah.
And she's finishing up.
All right, so this is heat 3. This is the final heat. So I think I'm not going to have an issue with running out of time to read these out.
Okay.
So in lane 1, we have Juliana Decker. Shout out to her, super awesome person from NC State. Lane 2, we have Olivia Rhodes from, I think it's USC. I really don't know what team this is. I've been saying I've been saying South Carolina, but it also says NI on the side.
Who knows? We can go with
it's
South
a secret.
Carolina. Yeah.
In lane 3, we have Ariel Falk. In lane 4, we have Heidi Bryn. In lane 6, we have Anna Frioli from NC State. In lane 6, we have Bella DeFazio. In lane 7, we have Alyssa DiMarino. In lane 8, we have Leah Gall.
So we have 2 from state during this heat.
Yeah, we have a state swimmer in lane 1, Juliana, and actually we have 3.
Oh, okay.
Juliana in lane 1. We have Anna Frioli in lane 5, and we have Leah Gall in lane 8.
Perfect.
So, except I don't want to. Except Leah is not swimming this event.
Yeah, there's only 7. I was counting too.
Yeah.
I was trying to.
She may have been moved, so sometimes people don't show up, but other times they'll just move. If you don't have a lot of people in like the first or second heat,
Okay.
they'll move people around just so it kind of fills up the pool, because nobody wants to swim an event by themselves.
Yeah.
It's not everybody's watching, especially for something like this, a long
It's long.
distance. Because it's easier with longer distance stuff. You can kind of pace yourself. You can kind of watch other people, see how they're doing. If you're swimming by yourself, it's kind of hard to do that.
It's mentally
Yeah.
challenging. Is this the last heat in this event?
Yes, this is the last heat in this event, and then we will move on to men's 500 freestyle. And we have 3 heats of that. And then after that, we'll be moving on to the 50 backstroke. So what else do you guys cover besides just sporting events?
We do professional shoots too.
Okay.
So we do like the launch series workshops that is held in Tally every Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
They do things like interview prep, how to prepare a resume. I've actually been to a few of them and they're really
Yeah.
helpful, but we cover those too, just in case like maybe you can't go but you're looking for that information. We also do speaker sessions like Red Talks, so if like a professional speaker comes in to speak to a class or something, we cover those too. So really a big variety of things besides just club sports and varsity, a few varsity sports.
Okay. Now, how often are you guys, I mean, obviously it kind of depends on event to event, but do you guys usually record one thing a week, or is it multiple times a week?
It's definitely multiple times a week. There's so many of us, so
Yeah.
luckily we don't have to work all of them.
That's
But with all the sporting events that state has
Yeah.
going on, there's so much going on. So yeah, definitely multiple times a week, and we always upload those into our website.
Okay. Now, what's that website?
PackTV, go.ncsu.packtv/gosports.
Cool. Yeah, I see you guys have a lot of equipment. Do you ever?
Yes.
Is it an issue lugging it all around?
It can be. We luckily pack it pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
Lots of bags, but we try to we definitely keep things pretty organized. And, yeah, lots of bags. But
Okay.
it's only an issue when you have to go upstairs.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Entertaining.
Yeah, it's always a shame when you go to a building and go, no, we don't have any elevators.
Yes. Yesterday we were at the Women's Battle of the Brickyard tournament.
Yeah.
And where we were setting up, there was this, not even stairs, it was like a rolling ladder that led to this platform where we were shooting, so we had to lug all of our stuff up there. It was a good time.
Hey, but you remembered it.
I did.
You remembered
I
it.
did.
So you know what?
And I
It
got
goes
a
back
good-
to
I got a good view of the game too.
you got a good view of the game. You had an experience
I
right
did.
there. You had an experience.
All about making the memories, as we've said.
You're gonna wake up sore the next day and
I-
go, why am I so a stupid thing again?
Exactly. So we've got some of them on their 15th, C13, 11.
Yeah, so it looks like in lane 4, she's got a pretty good lead. Oh, well, maybe not. Looks like
Oh, wait.
lane 5 has
Yeah.
a very good lead.
Yeah, for sure. Who's in lane 5 again?
I'm sorry, lane...
Wait, I can't.
No, I'm sorry. Lane 4 has a very
You're
big
right,
lead,
you're
and then lane 3, it's perspective. And I'm sorry, what was your question?
Who was in lane 3 and 4?
So
Who's in the lead
in
right
lane 3, we have Ariel Falk from South Carolina. And lane 4, we have Heidi Bryn from UNCW.
So there's that bell again.
Yeah. So that just means that Heidi Bryn she's on her 19th lap. So everyone else, it's funny. You hear that bell, and I feel like it's really more just for the person who's in first.
Yeah.
Because if I hear that bell and I see 17, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do my thing. I
Yeah,
can't sprint this.
Exactly. Yeah, there's really no way to really work it out. So did they warn you if there's 20 laps, do they ring the bell on the 19th to let you know that you have 2
Yes.
more? Okay.
Yes. So when you do your flip turn and they would have 19 showing, that's when they start ringing the bell.
Okay.
Yeah, this is usually when you kind of sit down, get a nice spot, eat your sandwich, listen to some music,
Right.
cheer them on. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it's tough.
Yeah, it's one of the swimmers that I have a friend. He went to ECU and he swam there, but 1 year in high school, it's important to pay attention if you're showing them how many to go.
Right.
Because he ended up swimming an extra 2 laps because they messed up.
My God.
And I was like, I think they dident show me everything. No, we're joking with them. And then someone went, yeah, no, I messed up. You weren't supposed to do an extra 1. He goes, what? So,
I'd be so mad.
yeah. So,
Putting in that extra work.
yeah, it's important to pay attention for both sides.
Yeah. That's a lot of pressure, too, if you're working the numbers.
Yeah.
I see them flipping around trying to get the right number on the board. So we're finishing up here, looks like lane 1.
Yeah. So it looks like we'll be moving into men's 500-yard freestyle. So in lane 3, we have Oscar Ordonez from Georgia. We have Elijah Simon, also from Georgia. We have Jacob Auerbach from South Carolina.
We think.
We think. Not confirmed or anything. And Kayla Bryce from Virginia.
So were there any particular events that you swam? Whether it was in high school or college club?
So I usually swam the. It's just one of my favorites. I like it. It's the 50 freestyle. It's the most popular event. And I would also swim the 100 freestyle and the 50 back.
Okay.
And I've kind of gone more towards doing the 50 back, just because the 50 freestyle is very competitive, and I've just been doing it for so long,
right.
but I kind of want to focus on something else. And then the 100 freestyle is the worst part is it's the second shortest thing you can do, and I do that. I get out of the pool and I go, why did I do? I hate this.
Yeah.
So it varies on the day. But I feel like I should do more than 1 or 2 events just to help everybody out. But
yeah, because some days you're feeling better than others.
yeah,
For sure.
Oh yeah. Some days you realize you shouldn't have eaten an entire bread bowl an hour before you should swim.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Tempting, for sure.
Yeah, it was my first time to Panera Bread, and I like bread, so I thought, what could go wrong?
Right. Getting those carbs in.
Oh, yeah, I was carb loading. Michael Scott did it.
True.
I didn't see the rest of the episode, but I think it went well.
So is this the same event?
Yeah. So we're going to have 3 heats of this, and then we're going to move on to 50 backstroke.
So are there any state swimmers in this heat?
I
think we said South Carolina, Georgia.
Yeah, it's just Georgia, South Carolina, and Virginia in this heat. Well, actually, they've moved some people because.
It looks like there's
more.
It
says there should only be 4 people, but we have
5,
maybe 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 people.
Okay.
Someone missed, so we have 2 extra people, and then someone who just didn't show up.
Yeah.
But it looks like, just from the caps, I don't think we have anyone from state in this
Yeah.
heat. And the other thing is that we've got a lot of people who have no time. And so a lot of it could just be people, they just haven't gone to a meet that offers the 500 free yet.
Oh.
And so this is the first time they're getting it in.
Okay. So why is it that some meets offer that but others don't?
It's so
Depends.
it takes up so much time.
Yeah.
Where if you have a lot of people and you're not going to be able to do it all, it's one of the first things to be cut. So I enjoy watching it.
Mhm.
I enjoy watching like one or two. It's fun to cheer them on though. You can kind of get on the side of the.
Yeah.
No one's really been. We kind of have a spot for it, but there isn't as much room on our pool deck as some places. Because a lot of times, you kind of line up by the side where the timers are, and you can kind of yell at them and cheer them on.
Get them pumped up.
Yeah, but it's just there isn't too much room here.
I've actually never even been to the aquatic center.
Really?
Yeah. So this is pretty cool.
I feel like a lot more people have been seeing it recently now that they closed off that part of the gym.
Yes.
It's
For sure.
it's impacted my life greatly. Let me tell you, every time I want to go and get a snack after working out or swimming, I got to go all the way around.
Very inconvenient.
Just for a new athletic center I'm not going to be able to see.
Exactly. Yeah, they said it won't be finished till 2022.
Yeah.
That's when I'll be graduating.
Yeah.
So I doubt I'll be able to use it.
I'll be out of here.
We'll watch it slowly rise
Exactly.
as it gets built.
Oh, it's been fun watching the hole get deeper.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a great there's a stop time, motion capture thing. They put a camera up and they take a picture of them every morning and every afternoon. And so they've got it going by really quickly, and they've got it on loop somewhere in the gym on one of the TVs. And I'm standing there, and a bunch of people from other teams are standing there and go, so they just made a hole bigger.
They
and
did.
I'm looking at it, I'm going, no, they did stuff. And I'm thinking, and I'm looking at this and go,
No.
they may have done stuff.
So we got the bell ringing again.
Yep. So it looks like lane 6 is just finishing up.
Seemed to go by a little bit faster than the women's. Is that typical?
Yeah, that's pretty typical. There's usually a gap of it depends on the event.
Yeah.
Like the 50 freestyle, it's usually a 2-second difference, but it can be less. And then with stuff like the 500, it could be like a 15-second difference, or a 20-second difference between like the fastest in men's and fastest in women's. It kind of depends on who's there, but that's kind of the norm.
So do the timers reset after each event or every heat?
Yeah, so we have after each heat, they reset, which it's not too hard doing the 500, but when you've got especially like the butterfly, the 50-yard stuff, which is going back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
You kind of got to make sure you're paying attention, which is why I'm up here, because I don't have the attention span to keep watching and clicking it.
I know.
Which is also why they have 2 timers, so if someone messes up, then someone else doesn't have to. And then you'll also have, I mean, I'm not in front of the camera, so I can't point them out, but you'll also have one guy who has an extra timer on the side. And if you don't get it, you mess it up, you just put your hand up and it'll run over and give you the timer so you can accurately time that person.
Got one more finishing up here. In lane 3, maybe 4. It's hard to tell with these flags from this angle.
Yeah, it's lane 4. I've been counting it, just go by the wall and go. The flags are kind of off. So he's just got 150 left.
Yep.
Oof.
I know he's tired.
Oof. Just not fun.
Feel it from here.
But you know what? Now he's going to have a time on the board.
Yeah.
He'll have something to go towards.
Exactly.
So he's got a time to beat. That's what's important.
Exactly. Setting goals.
Just getting better and better. I mean, that's what it's like in cross country, right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah?
And it's especially frustrating when you get really close to your PR and then
You miss it by a second?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm sure swimming's the same.
I knew I shouldn't have jumped over that bush.
Yeah. Not the best route to take.
I knew I should have cheated this time. I knew I should have done it.
Oh.
All right, so we have the second heat coming up. In lane 1, we have Michael Pikalianen.
Maybe?
You want to give it a shot?
Pikalianen. You about as close as you
Okay,
were.
so Mr. Pikalianen
We'll stick with that.
from Georgia. In lane 2, we have Ryan Korn, also from Georgia. We have Drew Klein from South Carolina, lane 3. We have Hunter Epperson in lane 4 from Virginia. We have in lane 5, we have Jonathan Klons, the general, as he's known by the team. We have from NC State. We have in lane 6, we have Michael Rivas from App State. Lane 7, we have Edward McGinnis from UNCG. And lane 6, we have Price Agnew from South Carolina.
Perfect. Why do you guys call him the general? Is there a story?
So about a year back, he was in ROTC,
Okay.
and he was just having fun and started calling himself as the general and started calling everybody else like military terms
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So like I was second lieutenant and someone else was this, and the name just stuck. So every once in a while you walk up, salute him, just say
That's
the general.
funny.
So
What lane is he in again?
he is in lane 5. So he has the best seed time, actually second best seed time, which is why he's in lane 5 and 6. You have usually the best 2 swimmers, 4, 5, and 6,
Oh, okay.
because it makes it easier for you. So I guess it gives you a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
But it's kind of so you can get your fastest time for the fastest people.
Okay.
So and then all the other people besides lane 4 and lane 5 do not have a time yet. So, which is it's kind of interesting because you can have someone in a really really low heat or like a really slow heat, but if they have no time, they could crank
Really
out.
fast,
Yeah, they
yeah.
could crank out something crazy. So, like if you see lane 8, they're moving pretty quick.
Yeah.
Same with lane 6, who both of which have no time, and they're ahead of the 2 people who are actually seated.
Okay.
So it just usually you have a better idea of what's going to go down by the end of the season.
Right.
Because you usually don't carry the times from like the year to the next year. You kind of just start cold
Start
turkey.
over.
Yeah.
Now, does it always work that way for every event where the 2 fastest are in the middle? 4, 5?
Yeah, yeah. You're almost always going to have the fastest swimmers in the middle.
Okay.
It just helps with
Makes it more competitive.
yeah.
Yeah, lane 7's really, and 3, I believe, both in the lead.
Yeah, they're it's pretty close actually.
It is.
It really this far into it anything could really happen. Someone might just get tired and slow down. If you see lane 8, he just decided to go. Oh no, he's been ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's really pushing it. You can see he's been doing a lot of. He's focusing more on his underwaters, and because if you look, he's getting a lot of speed off of his flip turns.
Okay.
And he's kind of working on his breakout. So he'll do a flip turn. he'll stay underwater for like as long as he can, and then really break out for the first couple of strokes to kind of keep his speed up and then kind of coast.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a valid strategy for long distance. Never done it before, so but I would assume that's a good strategy, as long as he doesn't tire himself out.
Yeah. So most people generally try to do that in shorter distances.
Yeah, and so in shorter distances, it's an all-out sprint.
Yeah, that's true.
But especially for the least amount of effort you're taking is your underwaters. So you really it doesn't take much effort, and that's where you get a lot of speed. So when you're doing your underwaters, if you can get really, really good underwaters, you can swim slower,
Right.
and it takes less effort, while you can still go faster than other people if you just have good underwaters. So it looks like lane 8's going to take this.
Yeah.
Price Agnew from South Carolina.
Guess it did work out for him.
Yeah.
We have a few people finishing up. It's like lane 2 and 6
Yeah.
and 8 or 7. 8. I can't count today. Does it really help whenever all your teammates that are at the other end of the lane scream at you? Can you even hear it if you're underwater?
I don't know.
I've always wondered.
I have on backstroke, because you line on your back and you can see them if you got your eyes open.
Yeah.
But I've asked people before that, and sometimes they say no, sometimes they say yeah. But you do hear people yelling, but they could be yelling for anybody.
Right. You don't know.
I'll take the support from anybody. I'll take it from anybody, but you never know.
You just hear a bunch of yelling.
Yeah. Last week our president, he did the 500 because one of the freshmen had never done it before, so he said, all right, I'll do it with you, to kind of just motivate him to do it.
Right.
And he hadn't done it in a while, and we're all yelling for Ben. And you can see the look on his face. He went up and just made the utmost look of just disgust. And you just, it was so funny.
That's really funny.
And we were really cheering him on, but you could see he didn't want anything to do with being there.
Well, that was nice of him.
He's hashtag my president. So it looks like lane 4, Hunter Epperson, is finishing up, as well as Jonathan Klons, and in lane 2, Ryan Korn. So I believe this is Jonathan Klons' last 25, as well as Korn's. It looks like Korn beat him by half a second.
Yep.
That hurts on
That's what
something
gets
this
you.
long, something this long. That hurts.
Knowing that if you could have just pushed through.
So if you look, and I don't want to call him out, but the guy in lane 4, he's actually the fastest seated.
Right.
But like I said, with all these people in no time, you really never know what you're going to get, especially with a long distance thing like this. So, all right, and this is our final heat, heat 3. So in lane 1, we have Ben Dover from Clemson. In lane 2, we have Rob Suppa, great name, from NC State. In lane 3, we have Christian Brasher from Virginia. In lane 4, we have Caleb McKelland from UVA. In lane 5, we have Colin Catella from UNC Charlotte. In lane 6, we have Jonathan McAllister from Virginia. And lane 7, we have Scott Ebil from from Clemson. And in lane 8, we have Nicholas Lewis from USC. So if you look in lane 7, I was talking about this earlier. A lot of the freestyle events, you're allowed to swim any stroke.
Oh.
That's not allowed in the other.
Okay.
So like in anything breaststroke, butterfly, back, you wouldn't be allowed to.
Okay.
But a lot of people, especially on long distance things like this, will transition between backstroke and freestyle because especially backstroke. Backstroke, you're on your back, so you can get more air into your lungs, and it's a fairly quick stroke. So most people will do 2 or 3 25s of freestyle, and then they'll throw in backstroke. It looks like this guy might be just doing backstroke for the whole thing, which nothing wrong with that. If it works, it works.
So you can alternate in between.
Yes, you can alternate your strokes. We had earlier the men's 200 freestyle relay. Someone was doing butterfly.
Okay.
And you're more
Just
than
a preference, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It is more of a preference. So, and if you know you're fast at that and you can compete, then you're more than welcome to do it. So, I wouldn't do butterfly for a long distance event, but backstroke, yeah, I could do that.
Seems like he's the only one trying to do backstroke for this hole.
Yeah. I thought he was going to transition between
me
it,
too.
but he's doing pretty well so far.
Yeah.
So that is Scott Ebel from Clemson.
So again, well, it doesn't seem there's anybody in lane 5, but in lane 4, would that be the fastest swimmer? If that other.
Yeah, lane
competitors
4 or
are fast?
5, it's usually seeded the fastest. So yeah, the fastest swimmer is in lane 4, Caleb McKelland. He's the fastest seed. So he's actually his time is about. His time's about 10 seconds faster than lane 5. So that's pretty close for a 500. So we'll see what happens.
What do we got coming up after this?
So after this, we have women's 50-yard backstroke. So we have 9 heats, so that'll go by fairly quickly.
Yeah.
We don't really have any more really long events. We have the 200-yard butterfly, but there's only 1 heat of that, and that goes pretty quickly. We have the 100 breaststroke. Some people claim it's even the best stroke, but I don't know. A lot of arguments between that on the team.
Why is that an argument?
Well, I don't know if you were here. I had a little conversation about breaststrokers kind of being their own breed. Like you got your normal swimmers, right?
Yeah.
And then you got your breaststrokers.
Okay.
So you got your breaststrokers, and they're basically good at breaststroke, and then they can do other stuff. They can like do other things competitively. But if you're not a breaststroker, usually you can't swim breaststroke competitively. Like you can swim freestyle, butterfly, backstroke competitively, but you can't do breaststroke.
Okay.
Breaststrokers, they can swim breaststroke, and they can also probably do other stuff competitively. But again, if you're a breaststroker, that's usually your first thing.
Right.
So you got your little faction that we just put in the corner of breaststrokers. But so after the breaststroke, we'll have the 200-yard IM, and yeah, we'll finish up with the 200-yard mixed relay. And so that'll be the mixed butterfly. Oh, the mixed 200-yard butterfly relay. Okay.
Oh, look, he switched. Oh, no, he didn't.
Nope.
I thought he did. And then he
You had me for a second. You had me for a second. Maybe you'll do 125 of freestyle just to shake things up.
Keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Hear a lot of support.
Oh yeah. Cheering on. cheering on Scott Evil over there.
Yep.
Looks like both of them are just finishing up. All right. There's our backstroker finished. So just Nicholas Lewis.
I kind of see what you mean about not wanting to swim alone.
Yeah.
All that pressure.
Yeah, it's just everybody's watching. So, but you know, at least you had the majority of the meet to swim it. I've seen before, you know, you have 2 people swim this entire event. It's not fun.
Yeah.
And they weren't even swimming next to each other.
Oh,
There's a
that
couple
makes it
lanes in
worse.
between, so you don't even see them. Because if you see someone, you go, okay,
Might be a
I
little
can
more
keep pace.
competitive, yeah.
Yeah, I can keep pace. I kind of know what I'm doing. If you don't see them, it's not fun. Are they ahead of me, behind me? Did they finish 5 minutes ago? So when you guys cover stuff, how long do you usually? You just cover the entire program.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes we'll switch
Okay.
crews in between. So like in this case today, we had like one crew before,
Yeah.
and then we switch just because if it's a long day event,
Yeah, of
like
course.
swimming. And plus we get to events about 2 hours
Yeah.
before just to kind of set up and make sure we have everything we need. So
Yeah.
creates a long day, but we kind of section it off.
That makes sense. I only ask because this headset's starting to kind of hurt my head. It's a lot.
And we finished up.
All right. All right, so we are moving on to women's 50-yard backstroke. So I think we're going on break. So looks like we'll have a little bit of free time before we'll start our backstroke.
All right, and we're back on PackTV after about a 10-minute break.
Hello, hello.
We only have 2 swimmers.
Yeah, it's let me grab a little sheet of paper. So we have in lane 3 we had Emily Kinn and Sydney Smith from NC State.
Okay.
So they had no times, but they actually went pretty quick.
Yeah,
I know. I know Sydney's one of our faster swimmers, so they probably hit high 20s. So if they had other people in the lane, it probably would have showed that they were pretty quick. So this is heat 2 of women's 50 backstroke. In lane 2, we have Faith Moorhead. In lane, if only I could do, basic childhood math.
Counting.
In lane 5, we have Isabel Nichols. And in lane 8, we have Olya Kislovsky. It's Duke, of course. So.
Yeah, this does go by pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's again anything 50. Yeah, anything
50
50 yards. It goes by pretty quick. So we'll be in 200 butterfly pretty fast, and that one's fun to watch. It's just I feel like I've been saying it's been fun to watch all of these, and because I know not all of these are fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that one, it's just short enough to be a sprint still, and it's butterfly, so it's hard.
Intense.
Yeah. So we have in lane 1, we have Kylie Ditter from South Carolina. In lane 2, we have Brenna Eels from also South Carolina. Morgan Sopov, South Carolina. Kylie Fry, South Carolina. Carly Hammond from UNCG. Allie Vanderpool from South Carolina. Jules Wren from App. And Rebecca Field from App.
Okay.
That name sounds So now we're on heat 4. we have 3 NC State swimmers. We have 3 NC State swimmers. In lane 1, we have Cricket Corwin in lane 1. In lane 2, we have Megan Laurer from NC State. We have CJ Kyles from NC State in lane 3. In lane 4, we have Victoria Sinopoli from App State. Lane 5, we have Cameron Alred from App State. Lane 6, we have Emmy Jackson from South Carolina. Lane 7, we have Ariel Falk. And in lane 8, we have Lana Rose Piwani from South Carolina.
So this event has several heats. Looks like 9.
Yeah, we're about halfway through right now. So next event will be the 5th heat out of 9. So we're moving through pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, which is the backstroke. You start in the water.
Yeah.
So you'll see the swimmers. Basically, you've got these little bars on the block that you hold on to. And when they say take your mark, you almost climb up the wall and get like the majority of your upper body out of the water. When you watch, you can see it on lane 8. I'm only saying this. I've been gassing up lane 8 all meet, only because I can see it.
Right, that's one of the closest too.
But if you saw her, she really actually got out of the water.
Yeah.
You'll see a really good backstroke start. They're really going to push off, kind of arch their back, and go in a nice dive and get some good time underwater before emerging.
Okay. I've always wondered why they do that.
Yeah, it's just the more time you're out of water, the faster you can go. It's like diving in. And the other thing is that if you can get some speed underwater, you're fastest in backstroke being underwater.
Yeah.
And so I was talking earlier, the little black lines on the ropes, that's where you have to stop being underwater, or because if you didn't, you could be underwater the entire.
Okay.
And you'd be winning.
Right.
So what you see a lot in the Olympics is you'll see they will literally perfectly time themselves to stay underwater the entire time just so they can pop up and start swimming right before they hit that black line and get disqualified.
Oh, so you get disqualified if you pass it and you're still underwater?
Yeah, if you pass it and you're still underwater, you will get disqualified. So you'll probably see some of these later heats. You'll see more people. Taking longer underwaters.
Yeah. So we're on heat 6, maybe 5.
Yes,
We
we're in
kinda skipped
6.
one.
Yeah. Shame, because I knew some of the people in 5. Oh well. I do it every time. They keep going up. Oh, did you talk about me? No, I didn't talk about you. So we're in heat 6. In lane 1, we have Lauren Bradley from Virginia. In lane 2, we have Jillian Laverly from NC State. In lane 3, we have Jamie Malloy from Virginia Tech. Or maybe just Virginia. Sorry, guys. In lane 4, we have Chloe Alexander from NC State. Lane 5, we have Jenna Kay from Virginia Tech. Lane 6, we have Jordan Moon from Virginia Tech. Lane 7, we have Rachel Brunez from UNCW. And in lane 8, we had Shea Hardman. So all right, so we're in heat 8 out of 9. In lane 1, we have Corey Laird from Clemson. In lane 2, we have Taylor Buckner from Virginia Tech. In lane 3, we have Ali Savory. In lane 4, we have Lindsay Heath from Clemson. Lane 5, we have Emma Howard from UNCW. Lane 6, we have Maddie Langley from NC State. Lane 7, we have Taylor Coleman. And in lane 8, we have Christina Hummel from Clemson. All right, so this is going to be our final event for 50 backstroke. So this is the one to watch. Lane 1, we have Emily Kelly from Virginia. In lane 2, we have Cassie Mora. from NC State. Lane 3, we have Allie Sweeney from Virginia Tech. Lane 4, we have Sophie Clayton-Luce from UNCW. Lane 5, and see how they stayed underwater significantly longer. Lane 6, we have Caitlin Siebing from Clemson. Lane 7, we have Alyssa Reed. And in lane 8, we have Caitlin Nguyen. See, I'm lucky enough to know that my friend, his last name is Nguyen, and it's a very common Vietnamese name, but it's spelled Nguyen. And so people, they always talk about how you mess it up all the time.
Right.
So I'm lucky enough that
To know someone that.
well, I always use that knowledge to make fun of him and pronounce it even more incorrectly.
Yeah.
But at least I can do Caitlin right for all the wrongs I've done today. I can do somebody right. All right, so we're going to move on to men's 50-yard backstroke. And it looks like we have in lane 6, he is moving. He is not on the roster, so...
Was there only supposed to be, how many swimmers were supposed to be in this one?
There's supposed to be 3, but we got an extra guy, and we're missing 2.
Okay.
So, like I said, they usually throw people in kind of last second if there's a change or something. You can kind of put them in if they have no time. But in lane 3, we have Gary Strum from, I don't know what school, South Carolina. We're just going to say South Carolina. All right, all right. 2 for 2. We've got in lane 1, Andrew Nguyen from Duke. See, I got this one this time. In lane 2, we've got Andrew Fold from South Carolina. Lane 3, we have Noah Fritz from Georgia. Lane 4, we have Cameron Harding from UNC Charlotte. Lane 5, we have Aditya Santoki from Duke. Lane 6, we have Jack Markham from South Carolina. Lane 7, we have James Kapartsky from NC State. And in lane 8, we have Tim Archer. Go Tim.
Yeah.
Lane 8. That's my lane.
Yeah.
Lane 8. All about it. Got the bird's eye view. So is your organization? Is your organization? Thank you. Is it more of a student-run thing? Is it a kind of sponsored by the school?
Most of the all of the employees are students.
Okay.
But our managers and stuff, they went to state, but they aren't students. So we have some really good adult supervision, and they really know what they're doing, and they're definitely willing to help us.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to have that. But also it's a lot of just kind of seeing what you can do on your own. So we're just kind of trying to experience things and figure out how to do stuff on our own too. So it's a lot of experimentation.
Yeah, well, that's nice. You guys have some independence.
Yeah.
Kind of throw you into the
it's
throw you to the wolves.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I believe this is heat 4.
Now, do you all as an organization ever do activities or just kind of things together to kind of bring the whole group together? Or
Honestly, there's so many. We have a group chat if that counts. So it's definitely easier to communicate that way.
Yeah.
And whenever you're doing a bunch of different sporting events, the crew is usually different. So I'm always, I think I know everybody, and then there's always someone new that I meet whenever we do a different event. But yeah, otherwise not really. Everyone's so busy, and it's really trying to work around your school schedule and other clubs and stuff. On to heat 5.
Yep. Yeah, it's a shame it's a shame we have school and grades in the way, because there's so many great activities and so many great clubs I'd love to be part of.
Exactly. Yeah, state definitely has a lot going on always.
I remember someone asked me, they're like, oh, do they have a club for this? And I go, they've got a club for everything.
They do. They really do.
And even if they don't, I
You
bet
can
you could
make
get
it.
enough people to make one.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
People are always interested in making new clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so you say you have some leadership positions on your resume? Yeah, I made a club, so I'm president now.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like we have our first false start. They're still going, though. Or maybe it was just an equipment malfunction. I don't think they know. Because
Yeah.
I think they're going to scratch. I think they're all going to have to do it again.
Oh.
We'll see. We'll see.
Did they blow a whistle?
No, the sometimes the time I don't. It kind of the beeper catches. I don't know the name for it. But I think they're just calling it as it is. Okay, they're just gonna go through with it.
Yeah.
All right, so Heat 7, we have Charlie Bradshaw from NC State, lane 1. We have Jack Lewis from NC State as well in lane 2. We have Nye Lott from Virginia. We have Kyle Mistraki from Virginia. We have Dylan Cathapermel from Clemson. Lane 6, we have Mark Simonson. Lane 7, we have Noah McMurray. And lane 8, we have Matthew Beach. And at one point or another, if you looked really, really hard, I was in there swimming. I went real fast. Somewhere like Heat 1, Heat 2.
Yeah.
Check the play-by-play. I may have been in there.
Yeah.
Someone may have taken my spot. Who knows? So for Heat 8, we've got Braxton Baird in lane 1. Lane 2, we've got Chris Met from Virginia. We've got lane 3, we've got Anthony Savina from Ohio. Actually, yeah, the guy from Ohio, he's the only one on his team to be here.
Oh.
I was talking to him. I was like, he was asking some questions. Like, yeah, no, go tell the rest of your team the information. He goes, all right. Well, it's just me, so that's working. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess he himself and I think he's the president of his club too.
Oh.
So
I'm sure that makes a difference when it comes to like doing group stuff, especially on like long trips.
Yeah. Well, it's a drive to come out here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, but I guess he wanted
really
to.
Wanted to.
He may have had family. You never know.
Yeah.
So I should probably announce this one. This is the main event. This is Heat 9 out of 9. In lane 1, we have Clay Bonham. Lane 2, we have Joe Keller. In lane 3, we have Zach Christian. In lane 4, we have Parker Whitley. Lane 5, we have Andrew DiBenito. Lane 6, we have Jordan Kelber from NC State. Lane 7, we have Derek Crusader from Clemson. And lane 8, we have Ben Barbie. Who won that? I wasn't looking.
I tried to catch it like as you were talking, and they all honestly were really close.
Yeah. Yeah, if the computer was working, our job would be a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a close one.
All right, so we're moving on to men's 200-yard butterfly. I guess there were no women who signed up for 200-yard butterfly, and we only have one heat. So in lane 3, we have Jake Prewett from South Carolina. In lane 4, we have Garrett Powell from NC State. Lane 5, we have Zach Genio from NC State. Lane 6, we have Oscar Ordenez from Georgia. But looks like we have 2 people, or 3. Yeah, okay. I guess one of the state guys didn't show.
Yeah.
Come on, Zach, you're better than that. I've got you on camera.
Takes it personally.
Yeah. Oh, he can't get out of it this time. He can't say, "Oh no, I did it." No, I got you on camera, Zach. I'm coming for you.
Now, how many laps is this one?
It's a 200, so it will be 8 laps.
Okay.
So I believe they're on the 125 right now.
Yeah.
So, oof. So they'll be heading back, and then they've got one more 50. You can see how Garrett, I'm going to call you out because I know you. You can see how he's getting tired because what you want to do is he's dragging his arms across the water. If you look at the guy in the lane next to him, he's doing a better job as keeping his arms from dragging because it's going to slow you down, but it's also it's so hard.
It is.
Because like in 50s, it looks a lot cleaner just because you're not going to be exhausted,
Right.
but he's just kind of dragging himself through the water. But he's going fast.
He is.
He's doing well. So, again, sorry, Garrett.
You talked about him.
Yeah,
If he
hey,
asked.
you know what? You're right. You're right. I haven't been talking about my friends because I've been complaining about them the whole time. They do something to DQ themselves, I'd call it out.
Yeah. What do we got coming up next?
So coming up, we have women's 100-yard breaststroke. So these are those people I was talking about that we put in the corner. Yeah. So this is about it. 'Cause it's the 100-yard. So in lane 2, we have our vice president Laurel York.
Okay.
In lane 3, we have Kylie Fry from South Carolina. In lane 4, we have Samantha Williams. Lane 5, we have Valentina Mosquera Rena from Georgia. Lane 6, we have Carly Colker. So what you'll see is when they go off the wall, you can see they do a large pull like that, and then they do the kick and another breaststroke pull. So that's you can do your pull out where you basically take a really, really large pull underwater, and you get you can do 1 or 2 like really quick butterfly kicks.
Okay.
And then you get a breaststroke kick as you kind of surface, and then you can start doing the stroke again. So that's just one way you can kind of pick up some more speed, but it's also very easy to DQ on it. So you usually have people watching that.
Yeah. Moving on to heat 2.
So lane 1, we have Anna Huckle. In lane 2, we have Samantha Rotson. In lane 3, we have Taylor Smith. Lane 4, we have Courtney Heckman. Lane 5, we have Oyla Kizolf. Sorry. Kizolfsky from Duke. Lane 6, we have Ashlyn Pauling. Lane 7, we have Mackenzie Angwin. And in lane 8, we have Elizabeth Bambury. And from all of you who might be listening at Duke, nothing against the diversity. Love it. Love the wild last names.
Yeah.
It's just fun. So
It
don't
is.
come after me, please.
Is there a reason they're screaming every time they come out of the water?
Yeah. So yeah. Sorry.
I just kept hearing it. And I was like, that's weird.
So every time it's just kind of help them with
Timing, maybe?
exactly, with pace. And also, I mean, with breaststroke, you pop out of the water every other second, so
Yeah.
they can hear you when
Yeah.
you yell it. The other thing is, it kind of lets them know, like, you're close, catch up, you got it,
Yeah.
So, earlier I was talking to Laurel, and she was like, yeah, you'll you'll be doing the commentating and everything. I said, oh, I'm excited. Like, should I wear something? Like, no, you're just going to be talking. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was like, if I was going to be in front of the thing, I'd get my Speedo on.
God.
I got some suspenders and a little bow tie. I'd really try to play the part as, swim commentator.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's not going to happen. And you can see the disappointment in my face when I'm talking into the camera. I failed all of you, Wolfpack. I'm sorry. So I just wanted to let all of you know that.
You're really looking for an excuse to go all out.
I'm always looking for an
Yeah.
excuse to go all out.
Do we have any state swimmers in this heat? I'm trying to look at the cats.
Lane 3, or heat 3. We do not. We have, in lane 1, we have Jenna Sawalski from South Carolina. Lane 2, we have Emily Kin, or maybe Chin, from Duke. We have lane 3, Jessica Matthews from Virginia. Lane 4, we have Victoria Ratcliffe. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Daniel Ratcliffe's sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a very common name. Yeah. What are you doing here? In lane 5, we have Irene Park. Lane 6, we have Jordan Lombardo. Lane 7, we have Sierra Colburn. And lane 8, we have Haley Prevert. So another thing about breaststroke is, I don't know if you've noticed with the turns, with backstroke and freestyle, you can do a flip turn. And you just kind of dive underwater, push off with your feet. With butterfly and breaststroke, you have to use both hands to touch the wall before you turn. And with breaststroke, what you see is it's a wall turn. So they'll have to put both of their hands on the wall, and then you just basically
rotate,
throw your shoulder, rotate,
yeah.
go back, and you'll see in lane 6, that's what you'll normally see. You kind of throw your arm up in the air and back in. And so a lot of times people will be watching for just make sure both when you finish and when you do any start, you have to finish with both hands on the wall.
Okay.
You can't throw one hand out and try to finish like that. I don't know about you, but all this commentating and sitting and doing nothing, it's getting me really hungry. All this nothing is really getting my stomach. I could watch people work all day long, let me tell you.
I know, with especially long events like these.
Making me hungry. So every once in a while we'll have, because we practice at the same time as club water polo, and sometimes we'll have some water polo people. They'll join in on our meets, and we'll let them kind of swim with us and just be part of it. Because I mean, I doubt there's anyone in water polo who's never been on a swim team before.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where, I feel like it's kind of, you go to swim practice and you show up and go, oh, what are those people doing?
Yeah.
Looks like an actual team sport. But it's kind of cool because you look at it and it'll say on the chart, it'll just say polo, and you're like, who are those people? But so they usually show up too. I was talking about it earlier, the pajama meet. They're really big, and they're really big help. They usually send out volunteers to help us time and judge and all the little things that we need help with.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. We try to be on good terms with all the other water-based clubs. Sometimes we'll throw like joint activities together.
Yeah.
Go to tailgates together. It's fun.
What heat are we on now? I think we skipped a few.
Okay, Clemson. I believe this is the final heat.
Okay.
Yep, this is heat 6. In lane 1, we have Tally Johnston from Virginia. Lane 2, we have Holly Moneyhun from Virginia. In lane 3, we have Caroline Forsyth from NC State. Lane 4, we have Juliana Silver from Clemson. Lane 6, we have Kayla Hunter from UNCW. Lane 7, we have Lindsay Kalawinski from Clemson. And our star-studded favorite in lane 8 is not here.
Aw.
So we don't have anyone for our lane. It's a shame.
State's pretty close. They're tied
Yeah,
with whoever's in lane 6.
it's gonna be close. I think she got it
Yeah.
though. I think lane 6 got it. Kayla Hunter, but I think Charlotte, or not Charlotte. Caroline Forsyth. I think she was right there at second.
Yep.
So. All right, on the block, we have, starting men's 100-yard breaststroke, we have Jacob White in lane 8 from NC State. In lane, I'm going backwards this time. Lane 7, we have Edward McGinnis from UNCG. Lane 6, we have Joel Ordonez from Georgia. And in lane 2, we have Alex Medivar.
This one's kind of spaced out weird.
Just the timing, or?
Because we have people in lane 2.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah. Well, it should have been a full
Yeah.
relay, and just
People just.
yeah, people didn't show up. I mean, you can see a lot of teams are heading out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how they got here. I would assume Virginia Tech took a bus.
Probably.
They definitely, as I'm watching two guys fight in their stands, real classy guys. They either took a bus or a lot of them carpooled. But
Yeah.
it's Sunday, so you can't blame them. People got to get home, work on stuff. It's a long drive back. No excuses for State though.
I know.
We've already seen it. We've seen it happen. But yeah, so you got people. It's just a drive back.
Yeah.
So because it looks like we only have. I mean, the stands were pretty full yesterday.
Were.
Oh yeah. Clemson's all but gone. South Carolina, there's a couple of people here left. And then most of the other teams are just a couple extra people. So, but we're getting close to finishing up. We've got after the breaststroke, we have women's 200-yard IM, men's 200-yard IM, and then we have our fun relay.
Ooh.
So, not sure if we're doing a flip cup relay. I think we're doing a T-shirt relay. So this is heat 2 of men's 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1, we have Tanner Smith from Virginia. In lane 2, we have David Chen from Duke. Lane 3, we have Clayton Stratton from South Carolina. In lane 4, we have Stanton Hush Puppy McGee. His actual name is Stanton Parham, but he'll appreciate this.
Okay.
I saw this man eat 6 serving trays of Hush Puppies in one sitting.
Oh my
He kept asking like to get the free Hush Puppies with our meal, and the lady was like, "Yeah, cool. I've never seen someone eat this much food before." he got his own food and then asked for more Hush Puppies to go home.
I've never known someone that likes Hush Puppies that much.
They were good. They were good.
That's
We were actually down at a.
Finishing up heat 2 here. Lane 5 finishing up.
Men's. So that's going to take a little bit of time. Like they're long, but there's only 2 events, or 2 heats. And then after that's the photo. You don't have to be there for this last year. This one is basically, it's just going to be.
All right, starting heat 3.
It's basically. Okay. I was going to say, it's fun to watch. They're just going to get a t-shirt and hopefully sells it on. The super fast pool, come back, takes off the t-shirt, puts on somebody else, and swims back the pool. So, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right, so in lane 1 we have Henry Sowers from UNCW. In lane 2 we have Frankie O'Toole from Virginia. In lane 3 we have Tim Willis from NC State. In lane 4 we have Michael Rivas from App State. In lane 5 we've got Jackson Elliott from Clemson. In lane 6 we've got Treaser Ortel from Virginia. In lane 7 we have George Woodruff. And in lane 8 we have Daniel Turner. All right. Come on, Tim.
Close.
So you might notice there's some people, the majority of swimmers do wear caps, but some people don't. The caps definitely make you faster.
Yeah, that's.
And a lot of people, some people don't wear them either they just don't like it because they're really, really tight and it just kind of hurts your head.
Yeah.
But the bigger reasons usually people kind of use it to almost taper. And so just kind of an excuse to go even faster later.
Right.
I don't really get it, but I've talked to a couple people who said that. But so in lane 1 we have Stuart Kimball. In lane 2 we have Zach Nickel from UNCW. You might see his brother, Sean Nickel, running around campus at State every once in a while. He's a skinny ginger with no shirt running around all the time. Keep an eye out. In lane 3, we have Daniel Liu, who will try to convince you that breaststroke is beststroke from NC State. In lane 4, we have Carter Howe, the safety officer, who will fight Daniel if he tries to convince you that breaststroke is beststroke. We got a very good lineup this heat. In lane 5, we've got David Vengas from NC State. In lane 6, we've got Hunter Bechtel from Virginia. Lane 7, we have Blake Dunson from Virginia. And in lane 8, we have Tristan Simpson. So I kind of wish I saw the ending of that. I'm hoping we did well.
Yeah, me too. I was also, once again, I was trying to catch it, but the only view we really have is lane 8.
Yeah, we have lane 8 and lane 7. We can kind of see, like, we can see the overall of it, but we can't just see when they finish and touch the wall.
The most important part, of course.
Yeah, exactly. You never know what's going to happen.
I know.
All right. We have, this is heat 5. In lane 1, we have Kevin Conroy from NC State, who was not there. Good on you, Kevin. In lane 2, we've got Hunter Boyer from Virginia. In lane 3, we've got Michael Emanuel from Virginia. In lane 4, we have Stephen Huntley from Clemson. Lane 5, we have Max Radica from Virginia. Lane 6, we have Noah Cameron from App State. In lane 7, we have Tyson Cloyce from NC State. In lane 8, we have Dylan Catherpomal from Clemson.
So there's only about 3 in this one.
Yeah, I should have looked at the lanes first before reading them all out. It looks like they're all from Virginia Tech, too.
Yeah. I think they all finished about the same time.
Yeah. It was close. All right, we got Richie. Who else do we have? So in lane 6, or heat 6, we have lane 1, Tate Willem from Virginia Tech. In lane 2, we've got John Moore from Clemson. Lane 3, we've got Justin Kim from Duke. Lane 4, we've got Philip Sullivan from Virginia Tech. In lane 5, we've got Andrew Sargent from Virginia Tech. In lane 6, we've got Chris Jennings. In lane 7, we've got Richie Stoltis, probably the hairiest swimmer you've ever seen. Like, the majority of swimmers here are, like, hairless, squeaky clean. Like, and you don't want hair, but this man, he says, I can do it. Yeah, he's making a statement, really. In lane 8.
NC State statement.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really clever
Make
of you.
a statement.
Yes.
I've definitely never seen that all over the dining
No,
halls
of
before.
course not.
This is off the top of your head. You should go into marketing or something.
Yeah.
You have a God-given gift. But it's always the funniest thing. You'll see the people are really serious for nationals or like big meets. They'll have shaving parties, and all the guys will be shaving each other's legs, and you'll see people with, you know, razor burns and stuff, because we've never done it before.
Right.
And, you
That's
know,
the worst.
it's, well, the worst is all the big meets are always in wintertime, and so we finally feel girls' pain of the, you know, non-hairy legs. It's we get the world some of those girls live in.
Yes.
All right, this is the final event, heat 7 out of 7, final heat. In lane 1, we have Joseph Riddle from Clemson. In lane 2, we have Nikita Zemlevsky from Duke. In lane 3, we have Stone Coles from South Carolina. I wonder if he's a stone cold guy. In lane 4, we've got Tyler Ellis from Virginia Tech. Lane 5, we've got Andrew Folsom from Virginia Tech. Lane 6, we have Brian Riordan from Clemson. In lane 7, we have Nicholas Payetti from Clemson. In lane 8, we have Logan Horan from Virginia Tech. So no state people. So I guess Richie was our hairy swimmer was our last hope for getting points on the board.
I'm sure he's going to appreciate you referring to him as that.
Oh, yeah.
He takes pride in it, I bet.
He takes pride in the beard. He takes pride in the chest hair. It's
a big deal.
It's all out there.
It's starting to get quieter in here. Everybody's...
Yeah, people are definitely filing out. We're down to... Yeah, I mean, you only have probably 20 people doing the next 2 events. We're moving into women's 200 IM. So after these events, that's about it. So we definitely, I mean, you know, like I said earlier, they got a long ride home. I don't blame them.
Thinking about those that go to Clemson too, that's also a far away.
Well, I don't know what's worse, because you got to remember they had to get here yesterday.
That's true.
We started at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
No, we started at 11, but warm-up started at 10. So they would have wanted to be here by 10. That's a drive.
That is.
I mean, I'll get up that early for a tailgate, but I don't know about a swim meet.
Especially when our tailgates have been consecutively
Every single one has been. We had we were blessed with one 3:30 game.
We were. And it really made a difference.
It really did. It really did. My little sister was in town, and she was like, why is it so early? He's like, did I get unlucky? I went, no.
No.
No. It's just how it is. All right. Sorry. So in lane 5, we have Kayla Christofferson from South Carolina. And in lane 4, we have Kira Dar swimming the 200-yard IM. So they should transition to backstroke here. I can't tell from this angle if they're doing bucket turns or not.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something you would do only for the IM. It's just kind of like a special turn you use from butterfly to backstroke.
Okay.
But not sure. Can't see. So in IM fashion, they're going to go to breaststroke after this, and then freestyle. So they just have a 50 of each.
A little bit of everything.
Yep. Like I said earlier, you usually have the people who are usually the best at IMs are, especially like the longer distance stuff, are usually breaststrokers, because that's something that most people aren't very good at.
Yeah.
Or like competitively fast. So if you can do that, then you can swim like fairly fast and other things, but be very fast at breaststroke, and you've got a very big advantage. So we'll probably see a lot of people on the roster for the 200 breaststroke. We'll also see for the 200 IM.
Lane 4's got a pretty significant lead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's the first heat.
Yeah,
So you got, I think she actually has a no time on here. Yeah, they all there was supposed to be a third person.
Yeah.
They both have no time, so just trying to find a pace.
Now, how often a week does the swim club usually practice?
We practice 3 times a week. So we practice Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So Mondays from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, but we haven't ran it out from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, but we only use it from 8 to 9. So we usually, I was saying earlier, we usually show up, kind of swim, and then afterwards everyone kind of goes to the sauna. We kind of bum rush the sauna.
Yeah.
And everyone hangs out, makes it all smell like chlorine in there. Especially, usually on Tuesdays, we'll go to Deepy Dough as a team for the the $10 for 10 for 2 calzones. And then on Thursdays, we call it Sauna Thursdays, where everybody makes sure to go. It's just fun to hang out. So a lot of times we'll have like little stuff going on Wednesdays, because that's kind of like our one free day, I guess. So sometimes we do movie nights. Other times we'll just hang out, or we'll go out, do some mini golf, just little things. Yeah.
Keeping some traditions.
Yeah. One of which I'm sure some people have seen this. We did this 2 years ago, and we're trying to bring it back. We used to make a calendar for the team, and we would sell it for like a charity like SPCA or Children's Cancer, St. Baldrick's. But we would go around campus wearing our Speedos and take like pictures in different themes.
That's funny.
So like one of them, we had Nudist November, and we would go into different spots around campus, and we'd take strategic pictures so it looked like we were naked. Like we have a great one. Everybody's in the book stacks, and we're probably like on the 8th or 9th floor. I'm sure someone walked by very confused.
Yeah.
Everyone's got the books up, and they've got like the ladder, and it's covering
quiet,
everyone's suits and everything. So you wouldn't know. But we'll do like different themes
for every month.
Yeah, we'll do like a Christmas theme. We'll do a. Last year we did like a redneck theme. We did a Hawaiian theme. So it's a lot of fun. We just always make sure to have the suits on.
Yeah.
We also try to do charity events. I know we still have it. Yeah, we've adopted a highway down that kind of stretch by Blue Ridge Road, on Blue Ridge Road, basically from the parking lots for the games outside PNC.
Yeah.
Basically from there to where it intersects with Edwards Mill. Kind of by, I don't know if you know where, there's a couple like medical buildings, like pediatrician offices and stuff. So we'll do that. We always go as service. We're one of the biggest groups that go in service Raleigh. Like as a group, we'll bring like 20, 30 people, and we'll usually go to Lake Jordan. And it's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good.
We'll pick up. We have a little game to see who can find the most intact 40s and stuff like that. And you pick up a lot of just There's a lot of picking up bottles and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but we make fun out of it. It's good
That's
time.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Moving on to men's.
Yep, we're on men's first heat of men's 200 yards medley. Sorry,
Words.
words,
today.
right? It's been a day.
It has been.
Men's 200-yard IM. So in lane 3 we have Stanton Parham. As I said earlier, king of hush puppies. We have in lane 4 Elijah Simon from Georgia. In lane 5 we have Caleb McKellen from Virginia. And in lane 6 we have Michael Pekellen. So if you see there, the guy in lane 6 compared to lane 5, he has a better count for the flags because you can take one. What you do is you flip over in backstroke, and you can take one freestyle pull. And so what you do is when you see the flags overhead, you have a count. You say, okay, I've got like 4 or 5 pulls that I have to do before I can turn over. And so he turned over early and kind of had to float to the wall. If he had taken a second pull or basically done anything else but kick, he would have gotten disqualified. So he gained a little bit of ground on him from that. I also think that he's probably the guy in lane 6 is probably a little faster than him in breaststroke.
So tell me about this T-shirt relay.
T-shirt relay.
I'm interested.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you the secret to how to win.
Okay.
Because we got Flower Power walking up over there.
Yeah.
That's Clay Bonham. Also with Daniel Liu, Charlie Bradshaw, Richie Stoltis, and David. I don't know your name, your last name, David. I'm sorry. So they know the secret to how to win this. So what you do is, it's a relay. It's like a normal freestyle relay. So just down and back, and then the next person goes off. But instead of the next person diving off when you hit the wall, you have to get your T-shirt off. You're swimming with a T-shirt.
Oh, it's all
you have to get
wet.
the T-shirt off, and then you have to put it on the other person. And they have to have it all the way on, and then they swim and go back. And so
funny.
the secret of how to do it is, because a lot of people, they try, pulling it up or pull the person up by it. I don't know what they do. But what we do is we put the person's arm back, and we in a certain position. And then we have them link arms, so they're holding hands, and then you just grab the shirt and pull it back. And so it's inside out, but it's on them. And so you can do that immediately. And we beat the other teams. I was on the relay last year. We beat the other teams by 20 seconds.
That's perfect.
So,
that's really funny.
But it's a lot of fun to watch, just people struggling with it and trying to get it on.
I would be all over the place.
It was funny because Daniel is a lot smaller than the other two of us, and we literally just yanked him out of the water by the T-shirt.
Makes it more interesting.
Yeah. Well, because sometimes we'll do a corkscrew relay, which is basically you just swim in a corkscrew pattern. Sometimes you do a baton relay, so you carry a baton in your hand. We'll also do a flip cup relay, so they'll have a little red solo cup, and you got to get it. And once you get it, then you can swim back.
That's funny.
So it just depends on. But I think my favorite one is the T-shirt relay.
Yeah.
So. All right.
I see a guy over here dressed like a sandwich, holding some bread near the diving boards.
The guard might be in the way.
No, maybe. He's definitely dressed up like a sandwich, which is very odd.
I want to see this.
I wish I could see it.
Can we get the camera to
I
turn?
He has 2 pieces of cardboard taped by duct tape, and he's carrying a loaf of bread.
I don't see this, and I want to.
Hopefully he'll walk out in a second.
Is he under the?
He's right, but yeah, he's probably right behind the lifeguard.
Okay. Yeah, I oh, I see the bread. I see the bread. We have eyes on the bread. Breaking news. It's been confirmed. I just found out recently that you can buy day-old bread from Jimmy John's.
Oh.
It's really changed my college career.
Okay.
It's 45 cents or 40 cents for a 16-inch loaf of day-old bread, and it's that good white bread.
Oh yeah.
It's a good French roll, and so I'll buy 2 of them for $1.
Smart.
And they're open till 3, and so you can just go from the library, walk down to Jimmy John's,
perfect.
get some bread, look a little strange with the 2
Yeah.
loaves of bread, and then eat them. Just trying to get that bread, gain that grain. All right, they're doing something to the sandwich, man.
I don't know.
They're cheering.
Oh, they just said, let's get this bread.
Well, if this becomes a viral video, you heard it from us first.
Yes, for sure. There he is.
Bread man. I like it. Some dare to be bold.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we have heat 3 out of 3 on men's IM. So after this, we will have the fun relay. In lane 1, we have Carter Gallant. Okay, we don't have Carter Gallant. In lane 3, we have Chad Napick from Virginia. In lane 4, we have Nikita Zemlevsky. In lane 5, we have Jackson Holcomb. In lane 6, we have Derek Kostar. Man, sorry, Derek. Sorry. In lane 7 is no one, so I don't have to say his name. In lane 8 is Corey Yingling. No.
Oh, we do have
No,
someone.
we have someone in 7, and we don't have someone in 6 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so now okay.
Sorry, lane
we have
7.
Danny McWilliams. Sorry, lane 7. Also, I wanted to just appreciate Duke for being here, because I know you guys didn't stay overnight, and so I know you guys had to drive back again today, and it was hard enough for me to come back, and I live 5 minutes away from here.
Takes a lot of effort.
I appreciate it. Wow, that guy's fast. Lane 4 is going pretty quick. Pretty quick breaststroker.
All right, I believe we're moving on to the T-shirt.
We are,
relay now.
yep, we are getting started with the T-shirt
What
relay.
we've all been waiting for.
Exactly. We have a lot of state people. You can see all of those caps on.
Yeah, we do. Wow.
You can see a very confident-looking Clay Bonham standing, pointing at himself, definitely psyching everybody up for the team. It looks like we have either 3 or 4 Wolfpack teams.
Yeah.
We have Coastal Carolina getting geared up. I think Duke's over there as well. If only I could see.
Yeah, I think you're right. Duke is over there.
I think
at the
Duke's over
beginning.
there.
Coastal
Yeah.
Carolina.
We got Coastal Carolina. We might do multiple heats, but I have a feeling this is going to be the only one. But it looks like everyone's just kind of getting ready to set up. We've got, okay, so we have Coastal in one. I think we have 2. No, I think
Dukes, yeah.
I think those are both Coastal. Is that Duke? Oh, no, I think that's Duke. I think you're right.
You know? Oh, yeah.
I can't tell from the that's Duke. That's Duke. Okay, so in lane 1 we have I think that's in lane.
This
I think
angle
it's
is
2.
awful.
It's not good. Once they get in, I could tell you. Okay, I'll just go backwards.
Yeah.
So in lane 8 we have Stanton standing on the board. Hush Puppy McGee standing on lane 8. In lane 7 we have. Okay, see, they have 2 Duke teams.
Yep.
I was looking at the far away Duke team.
Yeah.
So we have Duke standing right there in lane 6. It's kind of hard to tell when someone's wearing a cap and not facing towards you who the first person going off is, but we have another NC State team. Right next to that is another state team. Judging. Okay, that's his suit. That's Jake White. you get to learn who people are by their speedos.
Yep.
It's a little bit of a.
The flowers are a statement.
Flower power,
Yep.
exactly. The Art Deco on the board is Jake White with the bright colors. I don't know if you can see him from the camera angle, but yeah, it's definitely a statement of oneself. You get to know people by their suits.
Yeah.
I am a fan of the Galaxy Speedo.
That's a good one.
I mean, I've got that butt that's out of this world.
The jokes just keep coming.
Oh, they just keep rolling. I'm just thinking and doing.
Look, they're stealing your trick.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, the thing is, a lot of people saw us do it last year, so we'll see.
Here we go.
All right, so see, there's a
we've got
little bit of drag. Oh, and they're playing the song T-Shirt by
I know,
Migos.
that's perfect.
All right, so it looks like Jake White is in the lead, his team, with the other state swimmer close behind, as well as Coastal down on the side. Now, this is what's important. How fast do they get off this T-shirt? I think the rule is you have to be out of the water before they get the T-shirt off.
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, okay, it's on Daniel
Oh,
Liu.
wow.
Daniel's in the water.
That was actually very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
They did that very fast.
And you can see the other team struggling with the T-shirt.
Yeah.
They just got one on Ryan Reeb. Ryan's in the water. Coastal is far behind second. If they don't learn from Clay and Jake's relay, they're not going to catch up. But let's see. Oh, the closer Duke team in lane 7 just got back in the water.
Here they go again.
All right, here they go. They got him out of the water. Oh, T-shirt's on.
There he goes.
And he's in. I believe that's Tim Archer.
Flower Power?
Oh, no, Flower Power. That's Clay Bone. I'm sorry. Who do we have coming up on the right? We have Coastal and the other. We have Coastal and a Duke player just got in, their second person, as well as the other 2 states on lane 8 and lane 6. All right, looks like El Presidente, Ben Harden is about to get ready to jump in on lane 8, as well as Sam Milner. Oh, and I think the T-shirt relay of Flower Power and Art Deco just won.
Yeah.
Most teams are on their second lap right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Second or third. Looks like Duke is okay. No, I think that's Virginia Tech, actually. Virginia Tech just got back in the water.
I think you're right.
Sorry for this confusing play-by-play. I don't have my paper to tell me who's where. All right, it looks like Oh, they're butting heads.
Yeah.
They've learned from Flower Power. All right, Ben Harden, our glorious president, did a butterfly stroke and then went straight to freestyle. And it looks like Virginia Tech, the final swimmer, just got back on lane 3.
Wow, they did that
Oh, it looks like
fast.
Ben Harden's trying to catch up.
Yep.
Let's see if he'll beat Duke. No. No.
Did make up a lot of time, though.
I don't know. That might not be my president now. And it looks like Coastal is coming in at last. Sorry, Coastal. Well, I think this is our only T-shirt relay. It looks like people are coming together. All right.
All right, so I think, are we sure that's the only heat? Looks
I
like
believe that's the only heat.
All right, well, we will be back in a second to give you a post-meet analysis of what all happened this weekend.
Thank you for watching this exciting
Thank
play-by-play.
Outfitters Player of the Game. Do you want to give the big reveal?
Our male Wolfpack player of the game is Clay Bonham, who has scored, we actually don't know how many points so far, but he has been dominant in both the 50 free, 50 butterfly, and has powered and led the both 200 relay, free relay, and 200 medley relay. Our female Wolfpack player is Juliana Decker, who was very dominant in the 500 freestyle, and just really went out there and got it.
Yeah, so we had a really great weekend here, and we hope that you enjoyed our play-by-play and all of our coverage, and we'll see you next time on PackTV.
I'm so